Mic check, mic check. How's everybody doing? Let me check this out real quick. Let me hear the voice that nobody wants to listen to. We're live. Mic is working. Guys are popping in. Appreciate every single last one of you today. Appreciate you, True Fin fan. They look better today. As you guys can see from the title, hold on. Title says tracking Dolphins versus Lions joint practice. Fight breaks out. NFL news, rumors, and more. We're going to be getting into all of that good stuff. As you guys can see, I'm going to be reading all the tweets. And I kind of like that. That True Fin fan popped off saying we've had a better practice today. And I got to be honest. I got to be honest. When you start listening to the reports, I don't think the practices really went well. There was guys up here complaining about 7-on-7s, and we'll get into all of that. Shout out to Miss Relentless. Shout out to ABAB. Yes, I know you all love Tua. We all love Tua. Shout out to Tua. Looking real skinny in his interview that they dropped. Tua is looking really skinny. It is bothering me. He's not looking like a fit quarterback. ABAB, bro, you're funny. Shout out to ABAB. Miss Wowanado was like to a Team Zach. Let them know. They're wearing the Dolphins logo too. Team Zach all day. Best quarterback on the team as it stands today. We all know this. That timer has gone, what do you mean? 18 times. Octane Genius, appreciate you. And the rest of the crew that's going to be tuning in here, moving along the time. And we're going to go ahead and start popping off on this right now because as you can see, there's a lot of people thinking that today's practice was really good. Oh, I was gonna say you crazy, but I seen a Tua interview. He looking skinny. Dude, I've been saying it. I've been saying it since the first time I reported it. People want to call me crazy. Oh, Pete, he just likes to say wild things and create wild takes. Nobody don't create it. We speak what we see and we're not afraid to speak it. There is no such thing as don't say negative in private conversations over here. There's nobody sitting here holding people down to not speak the what's not being spoken about. Delusional Patriots fan. I've been saying it from day one since I saw him come back on that interview. I even made a stream on it. Tua looks really skinny and it is unhealthy for him. I don't like it. Shout out to Ghost One pulling up. Shout out to Raphael Courtwright. Lions reported 3 interceptions today. Good day, my ASS. That's what I'm saying. You know what's going on? I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. Why everyone seems in this community right now, based on the reports, why everyone is running off with, it's a good day. They started off 7-on-7s, really good. That was it. You don't go to work, and because you have a morning shift and it goes great, doesn't mean the rest of your shift has to be slacked on and now you can lay off the gas. No. These guys had a good practice on 7-on-7s. Once it went to 11-on-11s, it was a disaster today. It was a disaster. But there is some good things to at least look today. Some we weren't with no Tyreek Hill. I believe Devon A-Chain didn't practice, which is concerning. We're gonna get through all of that right now while I'm looking for it. But A-Chain didn't practice today. Zach Sealer didn't practice today. We made roster moves today. Hey, we just had guys up here saying, oh, Chris Greer was cooking. We signed Jermaine Afedi, the offensive lineman, and they were running wild with it. This is a good signing. He didn't last a week on the team. The man didn't last a week on the team. He's gone. We waived him. He's on injury reserve. Whatever they did with him, he is no longer going to be looked at as a Miami Dolphins. This is his first and probably only year here. We're not going to see him. The Realist YouTube channel said A-Chain did practice. Well, I'm looking for that report because I did read one that A-Chain wasn't at practice today. They mentioned Zach Sealer wasn't at practice. Tua Tagovailoa. Hold on one second. We did sign offensive lineman Yadni Kajuste, and we placed Afedi on the injured reserve. So we kind of made a switch there. We dumped one lineman, picked up another one. Just a bunch of camp bodies, guys. This team is already know who their core is. This team knows who they're set their chips on. We just need camp bodies. Everyone is just continuous to go down. Shout out to Isaiah Smalls. Isaiah Smalls reports apparently a fight broke out. Dolphins defense and Lions offense. Punches thrown. He couldn't see what happened, but bench definitely cleared. Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill didn't practice Wednesday. Oh, this is the one. This is the one that's bothering me right here. It's this one. Why are we like Tyreek Hill is playing games with us? Tyreek Hill is playing games with us. Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill didn't practice Wednesday for preventative purposes, per coach Mike McDaniel, who said that the star wideout likely would have suffered a long-term injury if he would have suited up. Think about that. Think about that. How does Mike McDaniel know he would have turned around and had a long-term injury if he would have suited up for practice today? Is it that delicate? Is that injury that serious? Is his oblique about to bust out of his gut? What is going on with Tyreek Hill and this oblique? This could easily be a situation where Tyreek is not going to be ready to go in the early portion of the season. He's not. I don't think Tyreek is going to be coming in early in the season and playing at a high productive rate. Shout out to True Fin Fan. What's going on with you, my guy? How you doing? How you feeling?
What's up, dude?
Nothing
Chilling,
much.
bro. Enjoy my home time, man. I get to come on here, get on the shows. I don't have to worry about waking up at 4:00 in the morning right now. I'm chilling right now.
That's what I love to hear. That's awesome, man. Even if you were on the road working, you probably would have been tuned in already, enjoying the stream as well. Dolphins must have taken, this is what Mike Payton, a Detroit Lion beat writer, said. Dolphins must have taken yesterday personally. They were killing it in the red zone today on 7-on-7 drills. This is why everyone thinks we're bouncing back and we're better today.
No, but it wasn't just 7-on-7, to be clear, okay? Because I was following the updates, and it wasn't just 7-on-7 drills. They did to say that they did good. I think that's where people get confused. Now the reality is they did much better than yesterday. Now, how good was it? That's up for debate. You know what I'm saying? It's how you want to see it. I don't care if it's a win or a loss, but the fact that we were spoken about the way that we were spoken about on both sides of the aisle, from our community, from their community, but the one thing that was unanimous was how much they dominated us, and for them to at least come back and show some type of grit. I mean, not just look as bad as yesterday. I think we looked better. Doesn't mean that we looked good. I like the fight that happened in the end zone after the score, so at the end of the day, it doesn't change my outlook. We're talking about scrimmages and preseason. I still say this is a 16-11 team, but at least I'm just looking for one positive here. Hey, we look better than yesterday. How good were we? No, we still sucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's more
the positive today that I like, honestly, is Jalen Waddle. He practiced. He had a good rep. I think he scored a touchdown. The Realist YouTube channel said we dominated 11-on-11s, and that's not the case.
That's
the
right.
Realist YouTube,
the Realist YouTube that I was following said the exact same thing. We dominated them today on 11-on-11. That's exactly what I heard. And the person that I'm not going to say his name, but the person is somebody who's very well known in the community.
Okay, great. But let me tell you something. I don't think that person you're speaking about, he's in his booth speaking live on his YouTube channel. But I'm talking about the guy that's there watching the practice. Check this out. Mike Payton, from the Lions, he said, Dolphins must have taken yesterday seriously. They were killing it today in red zone 7-on-7s. Then 30 minutes later, he retweets that tweet and he quotes it by saying this. Okay, maybe that was just 7-on-7s, but the Dolphins are now having huge problems on 11s. I've seen Tua only complete 2 passes from all the throws. There is good coverage from the Lions and really good pressure getting to him.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I heard that as well, but I take that with a grain of salt, because it depends on what side you want to say is right? Because none of us were there. I'm listening to both sides, and I've heard more than one person say we struggled on 11-on-11. We did pretty good on 11 on 11. I think that what's going to get lost here is, since everybody is so emotional about pointing their point of views, you're going to pick the side that most. Not, I'm not saying you. People are going to choose the side that most fits their narrative. I think the reality here, all we need to know is, did we look better than yesterday? Yes or no? And the answer is yes. That doesn't mean we did good. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what? That is a very good point you bring up, because the reality is, true fan, Big Dog, this team was looked at as a Super Bowl contender last year until they lost to Washington in the championship game, right? I mean, yeah, in the divisional round.
Yeah, absolutely. The last beats, not this season, but from last season and maybe two before that, yeah, we were supposed to be Super Bowl contenders.
No, not us. I'm not talking about us being Super Bowl contenders. I'm talking about the Lions.
Oh, the Lions even
like,
more.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like we're
Absolutely.
in Detroit. We're playing one of the best powerhouse dominant teams in the league that is currently right now, as crazy it is to say, but the Lions are one of those teams.
Yes, they
They
are.
really are. And,
Yes, they are.
And you know what? It's not like we're going over there. Like last year, I meant to say last week, it was different. This is the Bears. You know, they just rejuvenated everything. They're under some kind of rebuild with Caleb Williams. That one hurt because it looked like we were first-time head coach and Ben Johnson over there in Chicago. That one did hurt because it's like, bro, we got punched in the mouth by the Bears, and this is a completely brand new team that they're trying to still instill their culture in that Ben Johnson room.
Yeah,
I
agree.
haven't got it, and we got punched in the mouth in Chicago. Now we have a tougher task still in the NFC North with the Detroit Lions, and we bounce back. So that is a good sign that our team is not just laying low and accepting it. We're fighting back. And I kind of like that. I'm hearing that. You know, that's the truth.
Yeah, and one of the things that I don't know if people know exactly who the Lions are. Last year, and I saw this here in the chat, which reminded me by Joe Kerr, they were decimated for real on defense. I'm talking about they had backups to backups. It was kind of like what we went through. You remember 2022 or 2023 when we had like 9 defenses? That's what they went through. And you got to remember, the Detroit Lions built that team the right way. Remember, they built it from the lines out. Okay, they got a dominant offensive line and a dominant defensive line. They're not a pushover. If they are healthy, they are legitimate, just like you say, legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Much more, they're a much better team than we are right now. Hands down, it's not even close.
Oh, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
I see B. McDonald says, I heard Patrick Paul is bullying fools again. Supposedly he did really good today in practice. He bounced back. That dude, he got punched in the helmet. He looked at the dude that punched him and just walked away like, bro, I'm not even going to respond to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Patrick Paul is one of those bullies. Like he ain't playing around. The other guy that I heard that got bullied today in practice was Chop Robinson. Penei Sewell is just too much for him.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. That's a pretty good one because you're talking about a second-year guy. He got injured yesterday, and Sewell, which is a guy I believe we should have gotten, but whatever, that's up for debate. Is just a mauler. That guy's a mauler, and he didn't start off too good either. Now that I remember, the Penei Sewell didn't start off too hot. Everybody was wondering, is he a bust? Is he? That's why I tell people, give these players a little bit of time, bro. Give them. Let's see him if by year 2, year 3, these players are still then I'll go with you. But I don't like to assess any player off of one practice, or especially a rookie. I mean, I remember Jason Taylor had a horrible I don't know if you remember this, Pete. Jason Taylor had a pretty good rookie season, right? Pretty good, pretty solid. Nothing special, but he was solid. His second year, he was terrible, bro. Jason Taylor was horrible his second year. Then his third year, he got it back on track, and then from there on, it was a Hall of Fame career. Give him time, guys. Give him time. We got a rookie nose tackle. We got a second-year edge rusher coming in. We've got a rookie guard in Savanea. These things, I know we all want them to be great now, Pro Bowlers now, but that's just not the reality of the developmental stage of football. We've got to give them time. I mean, Tua is going into year 5. I heard earlier today I was on the Big O show earlier, and I heard somebody write on the chat, we need to develop Tua more. How much more can you develop a guy going into year 5 or 6?
You know, that's another thing.
That's
that's the issue I'm having right there. Why is our offense behind, bro? Why can't it be what? Why can't we be doing what the Lions are doing, offensively at least? Because if reports were out that our defense is struggling in practice, we're gonna be like okay, that was expected. What's shocking is the fact that our offense is bumming it out, dude. Shout out to JC. Our offense is
Yeah.
not doing what it needs to be doing. Drew Finfan and JC, this is not an offense like the Bears, Ben Johnson,
How you guys doing?
trying to teach.
I didn't hear
Try,
what you guys are talking about, but
you'll
how
be
you
able to
doing, Pete?
catch
How
up.
you doing, True?
Chilling. You'll be able to catch up right now. But
Yeah.
our offense has been the same. It has
Absolutely.
multiple guys that are there which are the same. Why can't we come out on 11 on 11s and just do what we want to do and not have a frustrating offensive outlook? Because that's
My
what my problem is.
Yeah, and it should be because think about what you're saying. You're talking about coach going into year 4. You just said the Chicago Bears, have a coach year 1, are much earlier in the learning curve of their offense, right? So you're looking at a guy who's going into year 4. You're looking at a quarterback that's going into year 5, 6, whatever it may be, and yet we're not, or for what you're saying, and what I believe in also is we're not where we need to be for an offense that is not learning each other. You should already know each other. So the only answer that I have for that, Pete, to be honest with you, we're not as good as we thought we were.
Hey,
We're just
True. Can I
not.
And
ask you a
that's
question?
What's up?
Why do you guys think so? We know the scheme. It's not the exact same, but it's basically the West Coast offense. It's Shanahan tree system. Like we've seen Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, and all these guys have success with it. What is the issue with it in Miami? Is it because McDaniel's trying to do too much with it?
No, no. My opinion though.
Because
So
these other teams get it though.
okay, so my opinion, and again, my opinion. Take it for just another asshole who's gonna give you his thoughts and he thinks he's right.
Yeah.
My opinion, it's all about talent, not only on the field as players, but also in your coaches, right? And
Yeah.
in my opinion, I don't think we have the same talent on the field. I get it. We got all the speed in the world, but I don't think Mike McDaniel is anywhere near Shanahan as a coach, and I don't
No,
think
no, no. He's not. He's not. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I don't think our offense is anywhere near as good as the days when they had Debo, McCaffrey,
Yeah.
Ayuk. They were just a better team, a better offensive line. It's just the system could, for example, I'll use again because I know I always go to the boxing analogy, and I know some of you might get bored. If right now I try to fight like Roy Jones, I'm gonna look like shit. You know why? Because I'm not Roy Jones.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
can you
my
believe
But
we
I'll
have
say that. But
can
I'll
you
say
guys
this
like I
real
can't
quick.
believe we have Mike Boone as a
But
running back today.
I'll say this to you, True. So we look at all the quarterbacks that ran that system, right? Like the Shanahan system. It was an old Elway, even with his son. It
yeah.
was it they had Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford. Um,
Well, the
none
creator
of
of
these
that West
guys
Coast
are like super. None of these guys have been super athletic quarterbacks, though. Like even the last one, like Matt Stafford, they were pocket guys. They weren't runners or anything like that.
Well, the inventor of the West Coast offense was actually a guy that was Bill
Was it
Walsh.
Bill Walsh? Yeah,
Bill Walsh learned it from somebody else. He didn't invent it.
yeah,
He's the one now he's the one that brought it from the coaching level to the NFL level with the 49ers of the 80s.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
that was his that's what he's known for. That's what I wish somebody could look up where it was created by who, but I know it wasn't Bill Walsh. I think it was somebody that
Yeah.
he was either with in Stanford or something like that, or in Cal. So I'm
Oh no,
fuzzy with
dude, some of these things, dude, they go back to the leather helmet days. Like I used to think, what was it, Bobby Bow. So when Bobby Bowden started coaching, we're talking like when the We Are Marshall team died, right? Um,
yeah.
he was the coach of West Virginia, you know. But
Yeah.
the beer is way old. Like back when they still do a little bit of it, even when they had Rich Rod and they brought him back. That you know, it wasn't.
But going back to your question, JC, to answer your question, I just think it's we could all try to be everybody could try and dance around and be Muhammad Ali, be Roy Jones, or
Yeah.
try the peekaboo. But when if that's not what you're
Yeah.
good at, if you're not talented enough to run that,
You know,
the greatest team I ever saw on the West Coast to this date is the 49ers with Montana.
and you made a
Roger
perfect
Craig.
example about dancing, right? Because when I think about all the motions, I'm thinking about a boxer dancing like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So again, that's my answer. My answer to that question is we're just not good
Just
enough.
keep it simple. These coaches aren't coaching to. We talked about it yesterday. These coaches aren't trying to. They're not teaching these kids to learn multiple things. Keep everything simplified. Look, even like the offense that Tom Brady was in was never crazy. It was just like do your job, do the right thing at the right time. That's what Belichick coached.
Especially,
Yeah, but this system
if
is
you look
so
at
simplified for Tua. That's why it's easy to shut down. That's
Yeah,
what
because you
people
give
don't
him 4
realize.
plays. You give him
All
variants of
yeah,
the same 4 plays. Exactly. Yep.
yeah, it's easy. Like people think, oh, it's a complicated offense. No, it really isn't. It's just trying to trick you. It's trying to move you out of your spot with all this movement, with all this motion. Tua looking left as soon as he snaps the ball just to try to slide the linebacker left, knowing deep down in his heart he was never going to throw it left, even if the guy on the left was wide open.
And I don't know if you guys have the stats. How many times do you think you were penalized last year for illegal motions because of that?
I'm glad. No, bro. I'm glad you said that. I said it on yesterday's stream, by the way. Yesterday, I mean, versus the Bears on Sunday, the very first snap of the game, JC, as soon as we get ball, Tua goes out
Yeah.
there, calls the play, boom, illegal procedure, JC, on the right tackle for not
Yeah.
being up closer to the line of scrimmage. You know who I put that blame on? I put that blame on Tua, JC. That really is on Tua. In my opinion, I feel like Tua should know that right tackle isn't Austin Jackson. He should be looking at the line of scrimmage, looking at all his guys, and saying, whoa, move up a little bit.
I have a
Go
question.
up a little bit.
I have a question for that, Pete. I have a legitimate
He
question.
doesn't have no awareness.
Okay, I have a question for that, Pete. Let's say, and I think you're onto something. You have a point. I'm not going to knock you for it because you have a point, right? But let's say that Tua isn't good enough to pick this up, right? Let's say that Tua is what we call a serviceable quarterback, nothing special. That's it. Don't you think that it's up to the coach to help him out? Shouldn't the coach be the one saying, "Hey, I need to help this guy out. I need to change my plays. They're stale. They're stagnant."
True, I can answer that real quick.
3 years.
So I don't know if you guys remember the famous clip. It's not just the quarterback too. It's the other positions on the field. Do you remember? There's a big famous mic'd up clip. It's Max Crosby playing against the Denver Broncos, and Bo Nix is trying to do all this stuff at the line, and he's like, "They don't fucking know." He's yelling at Bo Nix,
Right.
As the dude, none of these guys are coached the right way.
Yeah, that's the vision. That's when you have vision. You know. I don't know if you ever saw this.
Yeah,
clip.
but I get your point, and I remember hearing about that, JC. I'm sorry, True Fin Fan, I interrupted you, but
no, it's a big clip.
But JC, this is the problem. What you probably didn't hear when I was saying, Tua is in this offense for 4 years. Bo Nix was a rookie last year. How is a guy with 4 years in the same offense? It hasn't been changed. Same coach. Nothing is different. And you're still having guys. And it's Tua's fault. It's not Larry Bowen's fault.
And you're still
not the
losing
offensive
too,
lineman. It's 1000% Lakers all day. Welcome up. It's Tua for not sitting here and saying, "Wow, you're too far back. Move up."
Oh, I
That's
agree
what
with
quarterbacks do.
I agree with that.
But you know, I'll say this, Pete, and I'm not going to even hate on Tua.
Back up. Right? Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm not even going to hate on Tua because I don't think that's his fault either. But because I just don't think his football IQ is that high. But I also don't blame him for that having to be in that. Like, you got to simplify it for him. You got to even keep I think even Tua would be better in a pro style.
Any more simplified. That's what I've been saying, JC. I want to see Tua either in an air raid, Cliff Kingsbury, fast-paced offense, JC. With this squad that we have, with this roster that we have, Tua should be running a Cliff Kingsbury air raid, fast paced, hurry up offense like Chip Kelly did with the Eagles. That's what we need.
But
And you
Pete,
know,
but guess what? He don't have the wheels like
It's not
the
no,
other
no,
quarterbacks do. That's the
you know
problem.
what's going to show the
I don't think
deficient
it's the
Lakers.
wheels. I actually
Hey,
think it's his brain. He
hey,
don't have
Lakers,
the brain.
you know what's going to show real deficiencies of coaching? So Ben Johnson does a lot of his stuff under the center. We're going to see how bad these college guys are because all they know is playing shotgun. Not these guys aren't playing under center anymore. They
The
don't.
only
No,
time we
no,
scored
no,
today
wait,
was
you
on
can't say that, JC.
7-on-7s, Lakers all day.
What happened, Pete?
The only time we got touchdowns today, bro, I'm reading it here. Shout out to Travis Winfield. Oh, Waddle with another score. He scored 2 touchdowns, 7-on-7s, though. Why did we get shut down too easy when it came to 11-on-11? I'm not trying to hear any of this 7-on-7 crap.
7-on-7 don't. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that's not
That's what
nothing.
I'm
Yeah,
saying. And people are, this community, this fan base, JC, they're running with it all over Twitter, all over their social media now. Oh, we bounced back. We had a way better practice today.
Well, but Pete, two things can be true, no? I mean, I get what you're saying. What I mean by two things is you could be right and the other guys could be right, but maybe the guys that are writing that, maybe you're saying they're not being completely honest. So I look at it as the side that you're right is, oh man, you're making it seem like we lit them up, right? That's we're making it seem like we dominated them, and you're right, that's not factual. But what is factual is we did better than yesterday. So that's where I think those guys are not being honest with the fans. You know what I'm saying? Or fans being honest with themselves. They want to act like we scored 5 touchdowns, intercepted them 3 times, and they only got a field goal, and that's totally false. That's totally false.
yo,
I like this. Hold on, Lakers all day. Look what I just
Go
read.
ahead.
And I'm the one that always complains about this. And I like that I just read this. Travis Winfield tweeted out. He said, had a great view of Tua manipulating a rep. He pump fakes to Eskridge on the pivot. High defender moves with that. And Tua replaces him with a dot to Malik for 6. Wow.
Yeah.
So did I just read that Tua used a pump fake? Well,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, you
Tua
did.
did the pump fake, bro. How long have I been asked? It's been years I've been saying Tua needs to learn how to pump.
So you guys drafted the 2 Washington guys last year. Is Malik the one that he's a receiver, the super fast guy, and then Taj Watt?
Well, he don't look fast.
I'm mixed
to me,
up.
Bro.
Like I'm
None
not
of
sure
them
who.
are actually fast. None of them are actually
okay.
speed burners.
None of them are fast.
Malik
Both of
Washington
them are
does not look fast.
4.5
Are they
guys.
are they on opposite? Like I get mixed up with them. Like I don't.
Malik and Taj. You're talking about Malik and Taj.
Yeah. Malik and Taj. Yeah, is Malik the receiver? Are they both receivers
They're
or?
both receivers.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
both
okay.
receivers.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But they're not.
I already seen enough of the way that Taj Washington moves and his route running ability. I'm gonna tell you guys straight up. I like Taj Washington better than Malik Washington.
I'll tell
really
you what.
do.
I'll tell you what, and that's what I was just gonna say. What they might not be speed runners, but what they are is very good route runners and very good route runners. They run the routes tight, how they're supposed to,
You
and
hear that, Alex?
new talent unlocked for Tua. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, and
my God.
True Fan, do you
Hey,
guys?
I can't
there
believe
you
this
go,
man
Alex.
just pump fake today,
And True
bro.
Fan, do they do
you
this?
know how deadly Tua will be if he starts using? Let's talk about that for a second. If Tua masters the pump fake, how many people is he faking out? Let's be honest.
Nobody.
Nobody. Bro, Lakers all day.
Nobody.
He might be the deadliest pump fake quarterback in the league at this point.
That,
know why
that
you're right.
man ain't
Lakers
pump
all day.
faking nobody, bro. I'm sorry.
I know what I'm telling. I know what I'm telling you, Lakers all day.
You know
I know
why
what
you're
I'm
right.
telling you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know
Tell
why
us.
you're right, and you know why you're wrong, Lakers all day. And please let me finish. Don't take this personal. I'm just talking the truth here. The reason why you're saying no and Pete is saying yes is because number one, you just don't like Tua, and I get it. I mean that with zero disrespect. You have every right to, but if you analyze this, and I'm not saying he's going to be good, bro. I don't believe in the guy. I'm done with him. Move on. However, if we're going to say that a guy who we've all seen is out of your hand quick, throw the ball out of your hand, first read go, not even, and now you're, how are we going to honestly be honest with ourselves and say the pump fake for him isn't going to work when it's something nobody's ever seen? Everybody thinks that where he looks, he throws. So if he fakes you out on that, it's only a benefit for him. We
Bro,
gotta be
if
real
I've
here.
been
Yeah,
saying
but
true fan fan, I am being real. I've been saying it for years. Bro, we don't run double moves with these wide receivers. Tua never pump fakes and helps nobody out.
And this is actually
I'm
something I
telling you
wanted to
guys
ask
right now,
when
if
you
Tua
guys say
starts
this.
pump
So we all
faking
know.
more, he will start putting cornerbacks and safeties on skates because they're gonna bite.
So
They're gonna
so
bite every
Pete, we
time.
know like when it comes to the athlete, right, out of Florida, you guys are the fastest. Like when it comes to linemen, like if I'm gonna want to get a lineman, I want to get that Midwest or Texas boy to play lineman. But if I'm going receiver, corner, something like that, I want to recruit out of Florida. Do you guys? So in Buffalo,
mhm.
like a lot of the guys they just bring into camp to try out, and we had that one linebacker that they call Buffalo Joe. Do you guys bring in local college guys for
No,
your
no.
camps as well? Because we
I
actually do that, and
mean,
like they bring in
I
from
don't.
even Division 3, Division 2. They bring those guys into camp to try out too.
JC. I mean, JC. I haven't seen the Dolphins bring in.
Well,
I
that's how you
mean,
find hidden gems, though.
no, I know, but I mean, so like we have the Miami Hurricanes down here, right?
Yeah,
And look how many players, right, that didn't even go to Miami.
I'll bring up one.
You know what I'm
Imagine
saying?
you guys that are bringing Restrepo, and
But
he's
that's
a
How
Miami
you
guy.
feel about that pump
but
fake
that's what.
Tua, CB?
Oh, here we
Go ahead,
go.
Lakers.
Hey,
Go ahead,
JC,
Lakers.
but JC, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying though, right? The Dolphins, I know I'm saying we didn't have a chance to go get Cam Ward, right?
yeah.
But if we did, I don't think we would have got him because like we're not, what I'm saying, the Dolphins are not looking at that, what I'm saying, like Cam Ward got Restrepo because he knows what he can
No,
do.
that's his comfort. That's his comfort guy. Even though he's
But
not the
that's what
fastest guy, 40 wise,
but that's what
Edelman
I'm
was never
saying.
the fastest. But you know what? He's
But
consistent, and he's always
hey,
going to get that.
hey yo, but
Jerry Rice
JC,
wasn't the
check
fastest either, and he's the greatest receiver of all time. What he
hey,
was the hardest worker and the greatest route runner that there was. He was
Yeah,
hey,
not the
I don't.
fastest.
hey yo,
And Edelman
JC,
was a.
guess what?
You
Hey
work
JC,
hard.
guess what? Guess what?
Yeah,
So look, you see how like in the draft when Tua was drafted, you had Tua and Waddle, and then you
yeah.
had Hurts
Ruggs,
and
Judy, right? Were they all in that draft? Was Ruggs
no,
and
no,
Judy?
no, look, you had Tua and Waddle, right? Then you had Joe
Yeah,
Burrow and Chase, right? They all
yeah.
went to the same school together. They all played
Well,
with
well,
each
well,
other,
well Chase Burrow
right?
were LSU. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get
Yeah,
what you're saying. Yeah.
Tua, Alabama,
Ooh.
Hurts, Devontae Smith, right? Same. So that's low key what they was trying to do in that draft, and then we got Tua, and then we got Tyreek. You know what I'm saying? But I still feel like I understand y'all talk about Tua's pump faking. That's cool and all, but but
Give it to him now.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta
I'm gonna
like
give
if
it to
you're
him.
in your
But
feelings
whatever, it's
now.
cool. It's
No,
whatever.
Lakers, the Lakers, and again, I'm not knocking you at all. You're in your feelings, and even as and
No.
Pete, anybody here, we've all seen Tua. We're all tired of it, right? But what Pete was asking, we can't be in our feelings. We got to talk factual, right? Can it be better for him? Absolutely,
Yeah,
a guy,
hey,
Hell
hey,
a guy
yeah.
Trey.
that's
I'm not
capable of
saying they're not going
That's
to.
better for the
It's
entire
I
team, true
just
fan fan. That's better for
listen,
McDaniels.
listen.
for everybody. Absolutely right.
But
Does it mean he's
guess
going to be
what?
great? Does it mean
Hmm.
he's going to be great? Does it mean he's going to lead us to anything? I don't think so. But it's at least going to be something
But you
where
don't know that.
now you're not
You don't know
predictable.
that.
Yeah, but hey, yo,
Exactly. You don't
yeah,
know
but
that.
check this out, y'all. But check this out, right? Look, I just want him. Listen, if you go watch Zach Wilson and Tua, they're completely different players, right?
Yeah.
But in that preseason game, there was moments where Zach Wilson was spot throwing just like Tua was, right? But I just want Tua to freaking stop spot throwing the ball because if you go to a spot and the defense sees you throwing to that spot and they know you're going there, then how are you going to get better if you keep
You know
on
what's
doing that
crazy
same
about
thing?
that spot throwing
Well,
take?
because you take
I
the
never
people
heard
because
about
the
that.
pump fakes forces people to
What you
that
mean you
spot
never
and you
heard
go
about that?
elsewhere.
I never.
He,
So I only. So my highest level of play was high school,
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
But
That's
yeah,
same
I
for
still
me.
watch the game. But I still have never heard about like a quarterback constantly having to spot. Like we've
So,
never heard
so,
these terms
so,
that come out
so,
for
so,
this one guy.
so, JC, check this out. You ever watch college football, right?
Oh, dude, that's all. Dude,
Okay,
high school and
okay.
yeah,
All right.
that's
So
where I'm
look.
more locked in at.
All right. So look. Have you seen a quarterback in college, right? Like, do they just like look to the right side and just throw the ball to the right side of
No,
the field? So, well, some quarterbacks do.
it depends on the level though that
Quarterbacks
they're at.
that are locked in on
Like,
their
and there's
target.
certain,
One dimensional
but then there's
quarterbacks.
like systems where they just like air it out, and it's actually better. Like Ole Miss with Jackson Dart, and you know who played in the same kind of system and actually did horrible was Nico. They played in a similar system. It makes it
So
easy for the quarterback, and you just air it out, and then hope the receiver gets it.
yeah, but like you know, what I'm saying, like when you just look at a spot like me and Pete saw the other day when Tua didn't even say down to the hike. He had the ball in his hands and he looked straight to where Tyreek was and he threw it right there. He
Yeah,
didn't even look to the right. That's what we're
yeah.
saying by looking to a spot and just directly just looking at that spot and throwing to that spot.
But for me, that's just like a first read
That's
guy,
what
though.
spot throwing is.
But you know what
Yeah,
separates the
but
elite ones is they'll put it in that spot even if they don't like it'll hit there by them just putting it there. You know?
Oh,
yeah,
you know whose
yeah,
name popped up pretty good today? Finally, Kenneth Grant.
that's
Kenneth
good.
Grant
That's
continues
good.
to, yeah, man.
That's good.
Back up, first rounder. He needs to make something.
That's
He
good.
needs to make something. Look at this.
Hey, yo, JC,
He
JC.
said, Travis Winfield said,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dolphins,
Hold
Lions
on. After
first
Pete
team
done talking.
possession.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He
he's
said,
good. He's
Lions
good.
first team possession is a 3-and-out. 2 runs set up 3rd-and-1. Then Jordan Brooks scrapes off the Kenny Grant stack and blows Gibbs up for a loss.
That's
Then
good.
he follows it up by saying Kenneth Grant now has a stuff on a Gibbs run, made quick work off the block and swallows up the runner. But Goff goes back to St. Brown on the next play for a 4-yard touchdown.
Have you
See?
seen the
I mean,
all 22 on Kenneth Grant, Pete?
Nah.
Okay,
Hey,
I did.
I,
I did.
hey,
And
true
I
friend,
suggest
do you have Twitter? Because if you can, just send it to Pete
I don't
and he
have
can.
Twitter, bro. I
Uh,
don't have Twitter. But if you guys want to really assess it and have your own assessment of him, I would suggest you watch that and watch what he was doing. And I promise you, you're going to come out saying, wait a minute, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
I
I didn't.
got you.
A lot of times, and I'll be honest,
What's
I
up,
was one of
Cap?
the ones. I was one of the
Shout out
ones
to
that didn't
Cap
know.
for life. He
What's up,
said,
Cat?
great show last few days. Keep it up. We need it, Frozen. Shout out to
Hey,
Frozen. I
hey,
haven't
yo,
caught your streams, but I'll be out there catching your
But Ken,
streams here
I'll
JC.
say
shortly,
this.
Frozen.
But Ken, I'll say this real quick. You know what makes it easy for me to be a fan, even if
What?
we, we make it to what an AFC title or and we lose. I don't get emotionally invested in players anymore.
Yeah, that's what people need. That's what people.
That's the biggest
That's the
thing.
right outlook.
That's what
That's
people
exactly
did.
the right
That's
outlook.
but guess what? That's what people did with Tua. Not I'm not saying us, but I'm saying people that saw him out of Alabama with Nick Saban for all his championships, right? They got
Yeah.
invested with the name on the back of Alabama's jersey and the player and what he did for that team. They didn't go and scout.
But this is what
They
I'm saying. We talk about scouting teams, right? And
I'm saying
we look at
players.
the quarterbacks before even Tua. What was it? We had they had Greg McElroy and those guys. They were never considered good, and they had way better college careers. You know how many times Tua got benched at Bama, and then
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts had to come in and save the day.
yeah, I know, but people don't realize it. But see, you see, like that's another thing, right? So you know what I'm saying? Like if the Dolphins know that this guy is getting benched and all this stuff, right? But then you have a
Yeah,
quarterback in Flores that knows football, right? That was had to you know what I'm saying? Like his defense had to go against Tom Brady in practice every game and
yeah,
every practice, right? So you don't tell me that he don't know football, and you're telling me that Loki, you want him to cheat for you to go get Tom Brady and all that stuff. He's not
yeah.
going to do that. He wants to win.
No,
He's a winner. So the Dolphins doing what they're doing, right? Trying to cheat to go get a win or a Super Bowl just because they want Tom Brady or whoever they want. But Brian Flores is smart enough. He said, "Look, listen, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to be a coward
because you know
and,
what? I think even
cheat the
like
game."
even with the roster that you had at the time you were trying to get, like it was nowhere near that. Like that Tampa Bay roster was. They were literally a quarterback away, and
Yeah,
I don't
And
even
to
think
your
he
point,
Jameis was a
wasn't.
Lakers,
I'm
bad
one
not.
thing
quarter.
about Flores, if a defensive minded genius like Brian Flores
Hmm.
is not afraid of Tua, not in a sense where like he doesn't respect his game, he doesn't see him as a starter in the league, You gotta go with Flores.
Thank you,
He's
Pete.
seen
But
the greatest quarterback in the
but
NFL.
thank you,
He
Pete.
knows he
This is
has
what
no
I'm
chance
saying.
with this guy.
Thank you, Pete. This is what I'm saying. Like he knows what a real quarterback. Even Tyreek Hill, even Jalen Ramsey, even all these great players that's in the NFL, they know what a good quarterback looks like. Because guess what? I understand some good players don't have a good quarterback, but some good players go against that good quarterback,
And
right?
another
And then
great, that's a great point that you just.
and Peyton Manning made a great point too. Imagine some of these quarterbacks; they would have the same type of season he had as a rookie, like a Jameis, right? If you leave these guys, like we've seen Tua get benched after throwing so many picks, right?
Hmm.
You got to let them.
The
They have
names,
to learn from this stuff,
listen to the names that you guys just mentioned.
but they learn from that
Flores,
though.
Brian Flores, Jalen Ramsey, okay,
Tyreek Hill
and Tyreek Hill.
and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Tyreek Hill knows because he played with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Thank you.
Flores knows because he played with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Okay, and Jalen Ramsey, he won a chip with Matthew Stafford and Tim. What's his name? McVay. Tom.
And
Whatever.
and hold up and
So
guess what
these guys
and guess what
know.
he went
Hold
up
on. These
against
guys
these good
know.
quarterbacks.
These guys because they've won at the highest level and they know what success looks like. I'm not saying that Brian Flores should have never been fired. I'm not going to go
Yeah.
down that rabbit hole, bro, because to me it's a tired ass conversation.
Yeah, I got you.
But at the very least, don't knock these guys for knowing, seeing, and experiencing what greatness looks like. And if they're all not on the Tua train, which I didn't see
Yeah.
before, by the way, because I'm an honest cat, bro. I say it how it is. I
Mhm.
didn't see before, but if they all have Tyreek wanted to leave, Ramsey wanted out, Flores didn't want a Tua. These are all guys that have won. They've all got rings. So
Yeah, that's a sign right there.
right, that's what I'm like again, like I said earlier a while back. Hindsight is 2020, right? A lot of people like to act like they knew because they figured it out now. No, I didn't realize these things. I was more of a hopeful because I'm
Mhm.
so tired of the same old shit. But at what point do you say, man, I gotta get off this horse because I was wrong? We've all been
And
wrong
True Fin fan. I go from a hater to a hopeful with Zach Wilson in immediately. This
and
But
true,
season,
but
and you know
week
what's
3, I
crazy?
go from a Tua hater to a Dolphin hopeful. I
but
get
but
new hope
You
with
guys
a nice
remember? Well, can I
quarterback.
say
I don't know
something
who
real
it
quick,
is.
Kenna?
that was go no
Uh,
go no
Dude,
go ahead, bro.
we got to. We all forget it. Do you guys realize Jalen Ramsey made an AFC Championship with the Jaguars with Blake Bortles at quarterback?
Blake
Oh, I
Bortles,
remember.
bro.
Yeah,
Against
Allen
the New
and
England
Robinson.
That's
Patriots.
Who was the
nuts.
other
yo,
receiver?
true fan.
Um,
Check this out,
I
right?
forgot his name.
So look, bro. Check this out. If you go watch, right, go watch that Jalen Ramsey, um, that with
Pivot podcast
pivot. Watch
with
that. He's gonna say he's not gonna say the Dolphins, but he's gonna say Mike McDaniel. The reason why he
Oh
came
yeah,
to
I
the
heard it. I heard it.
you
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Thank you. Yes. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So look, bro. Look,
Not
everything
to
he
slap
said.
without mentioning a name. That's
But
what he
yeah,
did.
that
Yeah.
that's what TD was saying on his YouTube channel, right? He said people need to go watch this, right? So look, he was saying everything Mike Tomlin is and is right now for the Dolphins. I mean, is right now for their Steelers. That's what Brian Flores was trying to build at Miami. He was trying to build that leadership, that defense, and bring these type of players to his team. And that's what he was trying to do with the Dolphins. But somebody in the Dolphin organization don't know football and want to listen to somebody that doesn't know football, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like Jalen Ramsey went to a team that he knew that his head coach is a leader, that he can lead this team, and he's a hard nosed coach, and he wants to play for that, right? Even X was here to
Absolutely.
play for Flores. Flores
Absolutely.
did. I mean, X the low key didn't like
There's men Lakers all
Flores.
day. There are or not,
Hmm.
not only men. There are people because it could be women and men.
Hmm.
There are people who it's like you're a warrior.
Hmm.
You're whatever you and they know that one of the main ingredients in order for them to win the battle, the war, whatever you want to call it, is they have to have leaders from the top that could see everything on the battleground and say, this is working, this isn't working. When you got a guy like Jalen Waddle, who number one, Okay,
He's
it's
too
a
quiet
dog.
for me.
It's a
True
dog.
fan, true fan. I know he's a dog, but bro, he's too
He's,
quiet, bro.
he's
He's
not
like
an
he's
out,
like
but he's not an outspoken guy. He's not
I know
that. He's not
I
that.
understand that, bro. I understand that. I
Yeah.
understand that. I know he's not outspoken guy,
What
He's
up,
not a
but
loud
KP?
guy. He's just not. But I
but
still love Jalen Ramsey
but I
because
But
like him too though. I
he's a
like him
dog.
But
too.
even
But
even
sometimes though
Waddle,
you have to
I
speak
like
up
that
though. You have
though.
to speak up.
I do like that. You know what I think. If you guys want my like, I'm gonna make this my opinion real quick.
Hmm.
What I think will end up happening, or what I think should happen. So if you guys start off bad, give Slowick the role, see if he could change the offense midseason. If it doesn't work out with an offensive guy, get rid of Tua, then bring back a defensive guy and draft the right quarterback that you need. Because once you actually have a quarterback, it doesn't matter how good he is, or we
Ooh.
don't know how good he'll be, but if he's great and can develop,
Hmm.
then you want a defensive guy when you have the right. That's
J-
the Bengals issues. If the Bengals had a defensive guy,
hmm.
they
That's
don't
the
need
problem. But
Burrow can run. Burrow can do an offense himself. He doesn't need.
but but Jason,
I wanted to come up here
Jason,
and respond to
I got a
what
question. Hmm.
Lakers just said a little while ago. Lakers, I'm glad that I haven't watched the Jalen Ramsey interview, right? But
Hmm.
I'm glad that so many people have, and that it has brought clarity and finally some understanding to what some of us in this fan base were already saying real time when that whole thing was going down.
Hmm.
What and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I'm really not, because I'm wrong just like the next man on a whole bunch of different other subjects, right?
Hmm.
But what I'm trying to say is that exactly the sentiment you expressed, and I haven't heard it for myself exactly what Jalen Ramsey has said, but that
You have to go see it.
exactly
You have to go
was
watch it.
that was exactly what some of us were bringing up when all that stuff was going down. And let me tell you, at that time,
Hmm.
what the people who said what Jalen Ramsey said recently, when they said it then, they faced tremendous
Talk to
criticism.
them, KP. They need to
They
listen. Those
faced
shadow
they,
watchers need to hear it.
Right. There were people saying this. Pete was among them. I was among them. I could call other people who were saying this is the wrong move for those very exact reasons. And we were ridiculed. We're told we were wrong. And now, guess what? A lot of the people who were the ones doing the ridiculing and the
Now
ones
they
who were
really
doing all the
now they
lumping
see it.
on,
Now they see it.
now they've all of a sudden switched
But
up and
but hey
want to still be the authorities on what's happening with this team. So I'm
hey
just
yo.
saying, be careful
Hmm.
who you listen to,
Nah
because some
nah.
of us
KP,
actually know what we're
KP,
talking
you're
about.
spot
I
on.
got you.
I said it.
Hey yo
Some of
KP.
the
Check this out.
gatekeepers that were trying to keep people from being negative on their show, they
Yeah,
were
but put some
going
name on
against
it.
what
No,
we
no,
were
no, 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 no.
saying.
Hold on. But if we're gonna
KP,
talk,
hold up. Go
I'll
ahead.
say put some name on it. Right? Name
I'll
No,
on
tell
it.
you right
I'm
now a
not saying
name.
all that.
Lewis
I'm
from
That's
the
not
just
saying
going
Miami
to
that.
create
Dolphins. I'll
drama.
put a
That's going to
name
create
on it.
too much drama, Truth in.
It does.
You
But
don't
KP,
need to
I'm
do
a
that.
true fan.
But
Lewis was one of the ones.
All right.
Lewis,
but
big head Lewis. Yeah.
hey
But we
yo
don't even have
man,
to do
Lewis
that.
is my boy. I like Lewis.
We
That's
don't
my
have to
homie.
we don't have to bring up
I
I'm not
like
names.
Lewis.
bro. I'm not
Shout out
by
to
Lewis.
That's
Lewis.
my
But
Y'all can
boy.
like him.
I'm
Y'all
not.
and
can
it's
hate him.
fine
Get
if
That's
people
loud
my
are
on him.
wrong
boy.
because at the end of the day, none of us are in the locker room. We all make
Right.
speculations, right?
Sure. That's what we do as
That's
fans.
all we can go
Yeah.
off of. And
Right.
we're all wrong. I've been wrong many times about
Everybody has. We
Yeah,
all
but see,
have.
Okay.
being wrong,
Hey, I was
being
wrong about
wrong is not the problem,
before.
though, cat in the hat.
Yeah.
The problem was that
Oh no,
if you
no, this is
offered an
JP by the way.
alternative,
KP, it's
oh,
JC.
JP,
But
oh, my
but
fault. But
but KP, I'll tell you this though. But
mhm,
the only thing I don't like, and this is where I got gatekeeped out of TFTG. I feel like they got kind of upset out of being corrected on things based off of my. So I don't claim to be the smartest guy or anything like that, but I
mhm,
follow every level of football, so I have a lot of football knowledge, and I
sure.
feel like if you can overdo them, even in the comment, like they just hate it. I've never come on like I got upset. Actually, I typed it in Pete's comments. I was actually upset with Mr. Paul because he said something about me on TFCG that night. I got kicked out on, as he was like, "Oh, he just brings it." I don't bring up the Buffalo Bills unless I'm asked about it. I don't care. Like I'm not invested like that.
All right,
Like
let me say this. Let me
I
say
watch
this
too
about
much sports. I
TFTG.
watch all sports.
Listen,
KP.
I did a
Go ahead.
show for TFTG, right? I'm a member of the TFTG still,
Yeah.
and
No. And my thing is, I was a fan of TFTG.
Right. But
So
let
the
me say
thing,
this about TFTG. There is no unanimity of opinion with TFTG. No one in there, it's not like there's no like, let's get all on the same page and just push this agenda. You have
I
some
don't
people
have
over
anything
there
against them.
who,
My thing is
yeah,
they've changed though in the like so how Pete's channel is right now, right? Is how it
uh,
was when I started watching them. They had
right,
everybody on, everybody can give an opinion.
right,
Now, if you don't agree or you disagree with somebody, you're just like I'm literally like I'm not being banned either because I know what it looks like when you're banned and typing in chat.
right,
I'm
right.
literally timed out as soon as I type one time out, time out, time out, time out, and I don't even say anything that crazy. I don't. I just give my
I
opinion.
think if I could,
I
if I
wanna,
could
I wanna, I wanna bring it back to
on
what
this.
Cat in the Hat said. Shout out to Cat in the Hat. He said, "I told you we were gonna be holding these runner to under 100 yards per game, right?" And I kind of felt like that early on. I did. I really felt like that early on. We got Kenneth Grant. I was happy. I'm like, man, our guys, we're gonna be the top. But the truth of the matter is this: if our offense is not producing points and teams can just chuck the ball downfield and get in red zone and goal lines quick, by the time we get to the third quarter, Cat in the Hat, those first 3 quarters we were doing good stopping the run. Our guys are now gassed. They
Yep.
also don't have no hope either because we're down 24-3. So our run
Hmm.
game is going to get gashed. We're going to be one of the worst defenses in the league, guys.
But
Hey,
but Pete,
hey,
but but
before you guys
And
continue, can you give me a
yeah, go.
second or something? Because
Yeah,
I have this, and I promise I won't bring this up again.
yeah.
Um, whatever we have in differences, right? Whatever we have in differences, I get it. We all have our opinions, and like you all said here, is actually true. We're all right and we're all wrong, right?
Yeah.
But I
Hell
like,
yeah.
for example, and Mr. Park, I get what you said now about Mr. Park, but number one, Mr. Park isn't here, so and I get it.
Oh, no,
You have your
and I would
different.
say, but no, and I didn't say anything
Hold on, but
negative.
hold on, but let me say something because you know how I am. I gotta say it. If not, I won't. I'll
Yeah.
forget. You know, Mr. Park is somebody that, in order for you to hear that man get upset, which I've only heard him get upset one time since I've known him, it's gonna
Yeah.
be for a reason. So maybe, if you got something to say to him, wait till he's here and say it to him,
And
hash
no,
it out,
and I would
and
do
move
that.
forward. But he's not here. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
you could go back. Like I said, you can go back. You can see the thing. He just said something that wasn't true.
okay,
That's
but
just my
okay.
own thing.
fair
Like
enough.
I've
Oh,
never
But
let
done
me
it. We
ask
can
you.
watch
Let me
all the
ask,
I
broadcasts.
and I love.
We
Hey,
I
true
gotta.
fan
I
fan, true
like to
fan
say.
fan, true fan
Hold on,
fan.
hold on, hold on,
And I
hold on.
love Mr. Park. I will stand up for Mr.
I
Park.
love the,
no,
I
End
I
of
love,
day.
respect him. No, and I
I
respect him.
love,
But
I
I'm
love
just
Mr.
saying
Park.
I
I
didn't.
love the Bliss pickup. I don't know much about the Finns tailgate, but for my experience with them, it's been awesome. The same way here on Pete's show. Like,
And true
sometimes,
fan, I didn't say anything that disrespected him.
no,
Even
you
what I
didn't.
just said.
No, you
No,
didn't. No, you didn't.
but like I said, no, I respect, dude. We're all men. We're talking as men.
Yeah.
We're not fucking kid. I'm
I
gonna
just
talk to
had,
everybody
to be
with
honest with
respect.
you, JC. Maybe it's me. I have a soft spot for Mr. Park. You
I
know what I'm
just,
saying?
he just said something and it wasn't true. Like I don't, unless even Pete asked me, I don't bring up the bill. I never talk about bills. I want to know about the other teams. Because I don't see that content here.
My,
JC,
You
you
know,
might have been confused for JP. I think there's a JP who's a Bills fan who, sometimes there's mistaken
and then
identity and stuff like that going on.
even
you know
with
what? You might be. You know what? Yeah. You
so
know what?
even this
Hold on.
before the
Are you a Bills
situation.
fan, JC?
Yeah, I live in Buffalo. Yeah.
Then yeah, I think KP might be right. I don't know if it's you or JP.
No,
I'm
but I really never even like I'll come in the Pete show and that's about it. Like
okay.
But
yeah, and
JC,
when
but
and
True
then
Fin
when I
fan, this is
work,
where
I
I
don't
wanted to.
even.
This is because I heard you, True Fin fan. You said, "Oh, don't talk about Mr. Park because he's not here." I got a question for JC. JC,
Yeah.
when they spoke about you, were you up on that panel when Mr. Park
No.
was speaking about you? And that's not.
No.
And I love Mr. Park. I'm not doing no diss at Mr. Park. I'm not
And
doing
this
any
is
of
I
where
that.
know
I'm.
where you're going. I
All
know
But
where you're
shout
I
out to
wanted to
Cat in
get
the
to.
Hat.
But I
All I'm
want. But I
saying
want
is,
to.
He didn't get his
But I wanted to get
opportunity. They
to a
were
certain
talking
point,
about him.
though.
Let him get his
So
opinion out too, whether we agree with
I
JC or not. That's what I'm saying. I just want to hear it.
and there's times I don't agree with Ali on TFTG, right? I even came out and said, "Hey, I have a lot of knowledge of college ball. I know you do a college ball show." I asked him when does he do it. I even offered to come up and actually talk because I'd rather watch college ball than NFL, to be
Oh,
honest with
hold
you.
on, JC. I'm sorry. Now I know the season is officially here. Shout out to Franklin Stubbs. Where you been at, Stubbs? I've been thinking about you for a minute. Shout out to you, Stubbs.
Hey,
But
okay,
my
Go
thing
ahead,
is
JC.
go ahead,
I
JC.
shouldn't be I shouldn't be banned for disagreeing with something. And like I said, I was trying to put everything else, like even if they don't like me or whatever, but just to have a good show, I would come on as a guest and actually just talk ball. Like at the end, all I want to, dude, I don't like the drama shit. I just come up here. I want to talk ball.
Yeah, we know.
I hear you.
All right.
Again, JC, I think there may have been a case of mistaken identity in your case. There was a
Good point,
JP, I
JC.
believe, who was problematic for being racist and all that. And I don't want to continue the
I
drama
do
that's been
remember.
going
I
on.
do
And no,
remember
even just to
a
bring that up real
JP
quick,
Bills
I
fan
Yeah.
remember.
saying,
No, and I'll say this: I brought up one comment one time when I was drunk, and I said something to True Finn, and then and it was fine, But even me, like I live where I live, dude. I went to high school as the only white dude in my school. I lived poor, single mom, all that shit. Like I live around. I still live. I live in the city. I'm
Hey,
not
I can tell you
everybody
this.
I work with.
Hey, JC, I can tell you this. For me, it's
hey,
water under the
Sean, let me
bridge.
know when you
I don't
gain
hold it
respect for
against
me
you.
again, all right?
I
You
don't. I
lost
don't
all
hold it
just came
respect
to
against
for me.
find
you.
Let
out
me
why
know
my
when
name
you
was
gain
brought
it.
up.
No,
I
no, no,
don't
no.
Oh,
hold it
But
against
I
you.
brought up your
And
name, Cat in the Hat. I
but
said
true,
that
true.
without a wrong, thinking
it's
that
over
we were
with for
gonna
me.
have 100
Yeah, yeah,
best
true.
yards
It's
per
over.
game.
But I'm not racist. My best
That's
friend in the
all
world is
right.
a black, like who I
Hey, I
consider
hear
my
you,
brother is
but
a black.
listen, you don't need to explain nothing to me
Yeah,
or anybody. In reality, we like
yeah,
we say we're here on Pete's show. We have a
yeah.
good time as always on Pete's show. We talk
And
football.
I'll
We
even say this real quick. I even know the difference of like who you could say certain things to and who you can't. Like if you're close to somebody, you could say certain things because they know you, they
But
know
that's
you're
not
not
what I
that.
want around
But
here.
it's
That's not what
separate.
I'm
But
looking
it's
for
not on
around here,
here. But I don't
JC.
do that on here. I don't do that on here.
All
That's
right.
not
We're
me.
all
So we
friends,
done.
but then we could all
So we
be
done.
calling each
Let's
other
all
out.
come by
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
y'all
pop
and
off
let.
Lakers all day.
But no.
All right,
Even the
look,
one time I
KP.
made a
Listen,
mistake
the
on
reason
Pete's show,
why
I had drinks, and
don't
I
worry
probably said
about it,
something I
man. Hey,
shouldn't have said,
JC,
and
let it
then
go. Hey, let it
you
go.
good, JC. You
Let
good.
it go.
yeah,
Let it
yeah,
go.
Leave
yeah,
it.
Let it
yeah.
go.
No,
Let
I
it
do,
go.
I do, I do, I do.
You good. You
I'm
good.
good.
Just
Hey,
chill.
We're
Cat
all
in the
good.
Chill.
hey, shout
Let's.
out to Cat in the Hat. He just popped up.
Yeah. What's
Cat in the
up?
Hat.
What's
I
up,
was the one
cat?
that called
My boy Cap.
Cat.
What's up, Cap?
But
Oh,
Dang, I
and we
got a
got
question
Cap
for
for life.
but I
KP,
just want to
man.
make one
Dang.
point
Damn.
real
Hey,
quick.
Cat
I,
and Cap. Come on, guys. Something got to change there. It's
hey,
hard to
Pete,
have both
Pete,
of you up
Pete, can I
here.
make just one point real
Cat.
quick?
Cat, you by your mic, Cat?
Yeah.
I want. All right, Kat, this is what I said. That's why I brought up your name. You put in my comment section that we're going to have a really good defense and we're going to allow
He
under
said that
100
yesterday here.
yards.
He said that
No,
yesterday
he
here.
said that he said that today right now in the chat. And I said
No,
I
but he said
disagree
that
based on what
originally yesterday here when we were reading the
Yeah, I
schedule.
said it yesterday too. Yeah.
and I did and I probably didn't even hear you, to be honest with you. You guys were probably going and I got busy trying to get a drink or something. But anyways, but now that I read it and now I actually see it, Kat, guess what? You made me understand that we're gonna have a bad overall defense. Terrible.
Wow.
They're gonna chunk. They're
How
gonna
do you
make
get
chunk play.
that?
They're gonna make chunk. No, bro. They're gonna make.
Leave
I
it to
don't think you
Pete to
guys
flip
see.
it, right?
I don't think you guys saw the
How, Pete?
clips. How
Oh, Lord.
Amon St. Brown made it look too easy. We have no cornerbacks. We are doomed.
No,
We're the
and
team.
that kind of
Let me tell you something, Cat. We're the team. We could stop them on first down on the run, 2nd and 11, right? They're gonna come back and get a 13-yard throw on 2nd down, bro. That is gonna knock
and
the
that's why I was
gas
saying
out of the
yesterday too. Like
defense.
these elite passing teams, yeah, we're going to struggle against the elite passing teams, but we don't have a lot of those types of quarterbacks on our schedule this year. Like we have average quarterbacks, so like yeah, a team like Detroit, we may not be able to pressure the quarterback enough. Like their wide receivers are good enough to find an opening and get space so that they can get the ball. But some of these other teams where he might struggle a little bit against the pass rush.
Drake May
Justin
might look.
Fields might struggle a
Drake
little
May.
bit against
You
the
don't
pass
remember?
rush.
We had a way better defense the year that we lost to the 49ers, right? Brock Purdy came in and lit us up. There's something about this defense that tells me the bad quarterbacks, even the one we face in week 1, whether that be Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson with a messed up pinky on his throwing arm, I do believe they're going to flourish. Because you're making it seem like the bad quarterbacks are not going to have an advantage to look better based on the matchups that they have, bro.
But Pete, you remember the point I made about Drake May last year?
If we get stopped on first down, listen to what you just said, Pete. We stuffed the run on first down, and then they throw it for 13 yards. Isn't that
on second and 11?
Oh, right. On second 11, isn't that exposing the weak part of that of the defense that we already know is weak, which is the secondary?
Yes. And at some point, the strength of the defense, True Fin Fan, what I was telling Cat in the Hat when he was in the chat, right? I told him, I said, we could probably have a good rushing defense for the first 3 quarters of the game. The first 3 quarters, they're not running it. We keep stuffing them. We're doing good. But the fact that every time the stuff gets stuffed and now they pass it and make it look easy on the pass, that's going to take some gas off of these guys. Now they're by the third quarter, they're tired. They're done. Now they are giving up big runs. And that's where our defense is going to fall apart at. That's how I feel. I do feel we have a good defense to stop the run, but I feel like we're not going to stop the run because we're not going to be in these games to want to fight that will.
But Pete, you remember what I brought up about Drake May last year? When you even look at his interceptions, it wasn't even on him. It was literally the receivers had the ball in their hands and basically handed it off to the defender for an interception. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And
wasn't it your team? Who was the quarter? Was it Zach Wilson in? Or I don't know if it was Quinn, but when I was watching the highlights, it was one of the two where he was putting it in a position where the defender couldn't get it, and the receiver had a chance to make a play, and then it would get put out. Like in the NFL, you got to squeeze it.
What are you talking about, JC? I don't know.
When you guys played the Bears in the preseason, like you can put it in there, right? And the receiver can get it, but it's based on the receiver to keep the ball in his hands instead of the corner getting the ball out. You know, they could still grip it. You know, that's not the quarterback's fault. Just getting it, because the windows are different from college, to NFL. You got to be able to get it in windows that you don't have.
You know, when you say, you know what, JC, now that you say windows, even though you're referring to it, doing it different, I keep going back to the reality of the situation that the Miami Dolphins are in. The window we had to compete is closed. People are holding on to this hopium.
The window is not closed. I'm sorry, but keep going.
On. Okay, so
I don't think the window is closed. I think we could go in a Super Bowl, bro.
No,
Nick Foles did it for the Eagles, okay? When Wentz went down,
we are not the
Eagles.
number
2 overall.
We are not the
Zach
Eagles.
Wilson in the helm, bro. I'm sorry. That's the hope that I have. I feel like, bro, I already said
You're
it.
Setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up. So
he's got to get that window slammed on his fingers.
Yeah, if you're
I feel that breeze coming, and I already told y'all on the stream yesterday.
Listen,
if Tua can move the ball.
Bro, you're not for anybody to say that this 2025 team is better than the 2022 or 23 team it's
a lie.
It's insane.
I think they're
all
better.
The players we've lost since.
No, bro. Teron Armstead is not big of a loss like y'all thought it was and made it all off season. Look at Patrick Paul dominating Aiden Hutchinson today in practice. Let's talk about that.
Pete,
Aiden Hutchinson got dominated in practice by Patrick Paul.
Pete, how can we?
Yeah, but it was going the other way around yesterday. So I mean, like we'll see on Saturday, right?
Well, how can we sit here and be honest? How can we sit here and be honest with the people, with the masses, with ourselves, and say that a guy like Zach Wilson is going to lead us to a Super Bowl with this team as currently created, even if he's that bad, with the talent that he's going to have to mess with here?
Do you guys think that
the only time this window closes
and the starters
is if
are going to go out
Tyreek
there
off this team
this weekend?
Say again, Kat?
Do you guys think that Goff and the starters are going to play this weekend?
I don't think
they
so.
Did. And if they do, it'll be a draft. It's no meaning worth like
we need them to do. We need them to though.
I feel like we need at least one. I don't know why he's saying he hopes not. That's
Bro,
I don't know why you're hoping that,
Pete. Because in my opinion, we suck.
and we need it. We need to see it.
I mean, I don't need to say. I get it.
But Pete, at the end of the day, what's it called? The saying.
I guess my point is because if you go back and you look at everything that I've said, I'm not saying I'm Mr. Right. I'm an asshole, right? But if I'm gonna go back just on the things that I said are gonna happen, how they're gonna happen, how I thought, and the reason why I said that is because I was afraid of it, and it happened. I'm looking at a team. We're looking at a team. We're listening about a team getting dominated by the Chicago Bears. Not, but getting dominated even worse. Yes, they are better. But again, they're looking incompetent. And this is the team that we're supposed to have high hopes for. How?
But Drew, I don't even think it'd even be worth it, to be honest, because a lot of these guys, they might go in one drive. Why don't we go back to where they're playing a quarter? Why don't we do that anymore?
Hear me out, True Pin fan. All of this off-season stuff that we're seeing, it's all just part of a movie, man. Mike McDaniel is in there. He's looking like a fucking director over here, like directing all these people to act like this and throw everybody off to make it look like the Dolphins are some incompetent team. And then we're going to come out in 2025 and we're going to look like our 2023 selves. That's what's going on.
That's what I'm having issues with, Kat. Like, how don't people, if we have, we're not 12 years old here, right? We're all grown men, some older, some younger, fine. But I don't think anybody, either on this panel or on the chat, I haven't seen many people that I could label as dumb. I don't remember seeing people that I'm saying, and I'm not even calling the people that think we're going to win 12 games dumb. I think they're more into their feelings, into their emotions, reality.
I don't want to hear any fan go around saying we did good today in practice. The only reports I keep looking for, and I keep trying to find it, the only times we did good were on 7-on-7 periods. We got beat down on 11-on-11.
Yeah, I can't find anything on today either.
Kat, a Lions beat reporter just called out Dolphin fans going in his mentions. He tweeted out, to all the Dolphin fans,
why would I listen to a Lions fan?
Touch some grass, please. It's not a Lions fan. He said, because this is what he said. To all the Dolphin fans in my mention, touch some grass, please. Yes, I reported yesterday's practice was lopsided, but we didn't report that today. They did good on 7-on-7s. We don't care about 7. That's like still throwing a side diss right there.
Yeah, but they had like a consensus yesterday, like all of the Detroit media, like all of them were in consensus saying they dominated that practice. So I'm just curious to find out the today's practice, like what did we do to combat all that negativity that's coming, because they're making it seem we can't play in practices now.
Cap, I'm gonna tell you what they did, bro. They went all out in on 7-on-7s just to get a good report, because this team knew we were going to get beat up on 11-on-11s. Waddle on 7-on-7 scores a touchdown on the screen. Who is it? Bro, we could have put Pharaoh Brown on that screen and he probably would have scored on 7-on-7s, dude. Seriously?
Yeah, I find it funny how yesterday there was a bunch of clips from yesterday's practice, but they failed to play any of those clips until this morning. So I just find that very awkward for a news media in Miami that's quick to release everything, was trying to hold off on all the pressers from the Dolphins camp yesterday. It just.
Do you guys follow any of the? Do you guys follow the Miami Dolphins on Instagram? Anybody?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I got them followed everywhere.
Did you? Yeah, me too. Did you guys not see that on their social media accounts, the only thing they post is positives?
Yeah.
You realize that, right?
Well, I mean, that's their job, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to post anything negative.
But that's my point. To now, I flipped the script to any other team, like the Lions, what they're reporting. I don't care what they say. I want to hear what I wanted to hear in this practice is the same thing that we all wanted to see Sunday when we played the Bears. Did we improve? And yesterday we heard nothing positive. It was shit. Okay? Whether it was 7-on-7, 3-on-3, there was a positive. Does it mean that we were good? We were probably horrible as well, but we were better than yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what I think controls that is the GM. Because he's the guy, he's got to get the media to, he's running the, everything. I think that's when it
Of
comes
course,
down to
that's your
Greer
business.
and him, and it's sad because him. I actually like his brother too as a hockey player, but his brother is also going down as one of the worst yet. Like I don't know if you guys like
Yeah, San
watch
Jose
hockey a lot.
struggling,
San
man.
Jose
Dude,
Sharks.
San Jose was one of the like every year they never could win like the big one, but they were always in either their conference finals or in the cup. They're horrible now.
Him and his brother probably party too much. Greer is the party boy over here.
They're probably going to Cheetahs and
Hey,
shit.
they
But they're
all
going to
over the
different type of
place.
parties
Cheetahs in
out, Pete.
Pompano, Cheetahs in Hollandale. They go to them all.
Yeah.
Now they're going to that Walt. Have you guys ever heard of the underground club at Walt Disney?
No.
Oh, and so Joe Rogan talked about it on his podcast. He's been there, I guess,
Okay.
and it's some pretty wild shit. Like I don't want to say it on Pete, but like I said, he saw like Tom Hanks and some other dude like DPing a midget and shit like that. That's probably where he's going to part.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I don't know if I want to be in that kind of party.
Yeah.
Not
Because you
Woody,
could
bro.
even if you're rich too, you
Woody?
could actually buy a house over there too. They have underground apartments. Like there was one NBA, I forget the NBA player that had one there. But yeah, you can even get housing and everything under Disney.
Damn. Keep me away from that.
The Lions started off the first play of a new team period from the 50-yard line. Goff launches a bomb to Jamison Williams for a touchdown.
This is
Perfect
now.
pass.
This is right now.
That was an hour ago. Jamison
Yeah.
Williams blew by Afido Malifonwu and was immediately in his face talking.
You do
As
realize
soon
that the Lions have one of the best offenses in all of football, right?
Yeah, bro. They're stout.
I mean, let's not talk about them like they're scrubs beating on us.
How much money does the Miami Heat owner have? By the
He's
way,
the owner of Carnival Cruises. He's got a lot of
Yeah,
money.
we tried.
maybe
We
that's the thing.
tried.
Maybe because
No,
look
we
at
tried.
even look at the Lakers, right? Like I would even say like they got a pretty decent deal. The owner that bought them out, but that Bus family, they're young, like Genie busting them, but they still took $10 billion or whatever it was.
Yep.
Maybe that's what you got to do. Maybe just overspend, get a new owner in there.
No, well, I mean, Ross sold 10% for I think it was what, 10 billion or?
But see that right there, JC. I know that you're not a local Miami fan. The least problem with Ross is spending. The man is actually one of the biggest spenders in all of sports.
But you know the crazy thing, the difference was in Buffalo. Our owner died, and that was like the biggest thing.
Wilson.
He goes. Lenny Pena says the Lions had a historically good offense last year. Lenny Pena, okay, but that's fine. Their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, he's coaching the Bears now. The defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, he's coaching the Jets now. They lost.
I don't know if you guys know the backstory though of when they were trying to buy us.
Too easy.
The people trying to buy us was either Trump, and then the other one was Bon Jovi, who had the Toronto investors.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they found out that when Bon Jovi was trying to buy we even banned his music on our radio stations. Like you couldn't even listen to it.
I do remember.
Yeah.
Devon A-Chain? Did Devon A-Chain really practice today? Because I'm reading a report here from a guy on Twitter. He said Jalen Wright took advantage without Devon A-Chain on the field today. That was his report. Jalen Wright took advantage without Devon A-Chain on the field today.
Let me speak to that a little bit, Pete.
I think A-Chain was practicing with the wide receivers today.
Okay, that might be in play. We'll find out. There's been some talk about moving him to the slot, so that might be in play. But listen, I know in this community, Cameron's euphemism, fail forward fast, catches a lot of flack. And it's like almost like a joke, right? I mean, it's easy to laugh at that and make it, because of, he followed that up with a 1-in-15 season. But I say that to suggest that, I mean, we're going against a Detroit Lions offense that put up huge numbers against everybody last season,
They did.
and it's preseason. So getting whooped up by that offense, I think, is in general that's good teaching, man. That is good hard experience for this defense. That should serve it well. Once they come out healthy, they're gonna have some good experience, even if they got beat, to improve and become better players overall and become a better
You know
system.
what? You know
Hmm.
what? I like that you said that, KP, because the truth is, this team, this locker room, they need this. Because this is what's going to make the locker room closer and a lot
Yeah,
tougher to fight for one another. The last two
exactly.
weeks, you got beat up in practice. Now, this locker room, they're looking at each other now like, yo, we need to step up. We need to be better. So I kind of like that.
100
That
people.
adversity
100
is
people.
hitting them in preseason. That's real talk, KP. I like that. It's gonna
And
make them tougher at this point.
to continue off the emotional investment thing, do you know there was I forgot whose chat I was in yesterday. There was people saying that Waddle was better than Amon St. Brown just based off their liking of him just being drafted there. But when you look at dude, that kid is elite. Even though if he's a 2 or a 3 Amon St. Brown, he could play all positions of wide receiver. Like he can go inside,
Do you think
outside.
he's a 2? You don't think he's a 1?
I don't. I'm
No,
gonna tell
no,
you
I
right
think he's
now.
like when you compare him to like a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase are the ones, right? Of the league.
JC,
No, but who's
JC. I
number 1 in
said
Detroit?
the other day on a live stream.
Him.
I'm taking Waddle all day over St. Brown, bro. I'm taking Waddle. St.
I don't
Brown
know if I'm
cannot
doing
just
that.
line up on the
I don't know.
outside bounces.
Why are you guys with
I
the
don't
Waddle
put St. Brown
fascination over Brown, bro? I
because
don't get that.
this is because I'm gonna tell you right now, Cap. Waddle, you can line him up anywhere. Brown, he's a slot merchant. That man needs rubbed routes. He needs crossing routes. That's what he
But he
needs.
can play
Waddle
all
can
over the
beat you off
field.
real route. No,
Hey,
he
Cap.
don't.
Hey,
No,
And
he
as a matter
can't.
of fact,
Hey,
No,
Cap,
he
y'all
let me
can't.
call
answer
me
that for you.
crazy. And
Hey, Cap.
JC, this fan base call
Amon
me
St.
crazy.
Brown cannot play on the outside. He's not a total receiver, but he dominates inside. He
Hey, can I
dominates
give
on the
He
you?
crosses and
Can
the
dominates
I give
slants.
you his
mismatch.
stats?
He dominates
You want to hear
mismatches.
Amon St. Brown's
Was up here when I
stats?
said it too. True Fan, you were up here when I said it too. I said I'll
Numbers.
take
I need the
Waddle
numbers.
over St. Brown, but I'm not taking Waddle over Jamison Williams.
Right.
That's the
No,
reality.
I wouldn't either.
All right,
Jameson
listen,
Williams is a dog.
is the best
Listen, hey, Cap,
receiver
you want
on
the
the
numbers?
Lions.
Hey, Cap, you want
I
the
need the
numbers?
numbers.
On St. Brown? Okay, his rookie season, he caught 90 receptions, 912 yards, 5 touchdowns. Rookie season. His second season, he got 106 receptions, 1,160 yards, 6 touchdowns. His third season, caught 109 receptions, 1,515 yards, 10 touchdowns. Last season, he caught
Waddle never had 10 touchdowns, bro.
No, check this out. No, that's not. Check this out. Last season, he had 115 reception, 1,263 yards, 12 touchdowns. So the guy is an animal. Okay?
Imagine what Waddle would have been doing in Detroit, replacing Waddle with St. Brown. I think it'll be more.
I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same.
Waddle would outproduce St. Brown in St. Brown's own position.
I don't even think Waddle's ever gotten more than 7 touchdowns in a season, has he?
Because of that,
He's been
Waddle because
Waddle has been suffering because of quarterback.
And I think Waddle's good,
Well,
but
not only that, you also have Tyreek Hill on the other side too.
Waddle should ask for a damn trade. Waddle should follow Tyreek Hill's suit, bro. Waddle, you don't see what's going on, bro? You're looking at
let me
Tyreek
ask you
Hill,
this.
who's your brother in that locker room, have 1,800-yard seasons back-to-back, 1,700 yards, whatever it was, and he wants out. Waddle, follow suit, bro. Don't waste your career here.
Hey, here, let me
Penguin.
Let me give you Jalen Waddle stats, right? Now, mind you, it's playing with Tyreek. Tyreek, who's had
I get it. Yeah, he's going to be the first guy, first option.
Tyreek had 1,799 yards, and the year before or the year after 1,700. Tyreek has been the guy getting the majority of the snaps. So
Tyreek, but before you go, hold on. Jalen Waddle's first season was without Tyreek. Jalen Waddle's first season was without Tyreek.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
And I'm going to
went
go
to
to that
Canton.
point right now. I'll give you, and let me break that down right now, which is 2021. He had 104 receptions, 1,015 yards. He broke the rookie record in yardage, and he missed the game, so he did do it in 16 games. His following season, he had 75 receptions. Okay, Reek is here. 75 receptions.
This man.
1,356 yards, 8 touchdowns. The
And
following
a lot of
season,
that was Yak, right?
8 touchdowns, really?
No.
Yeah, a lot of
man.
it was Yak, but go ahead.
Yeah, and he had receptions, 72 yards, 2023, another 1,000-yard season, 4 touchdowns. Last year was the first season in his 4 seasons that he doesn't crack 1,000. So imagine now, and remember, this man, take away the first season, but this man has played with Tyreek and Tua his career. Put him in Detroit and tell me he doesn't put the same numbers.
But even this one, I'll make this one a point too, because we all watch film, right? Like, we're not just looking at the stats; we watch the film. Imagine Jerry Jeudy with an actual quarterback, because when he was in Denver, he didn't have a quarterback.
You know what the problem is
But
right
we
now?
see him,
Lenny
but we see
Lenny
him light
Pena,
it up.
Some of you some of you on the panel that really think St. Brown is really that guy. Fantasy football has a lot of you people confused. That's the issue. Lenny
I
Pena,
know,
100%.
St. Brown is
100%.
probably a top 8 receiver
If
in
you guys not
fantasy
listen to the
football.
stats I gave you,
But
that's
he's
not in
not a top
fantasy. That's
8
in
wide
football on
receiver
Sunday.
in the NFL, dude.
Yeah,
I know what I'm telling
he's
you.
going.
No,
he's
Pete,
going late
I
in the
agree
second
with
round.
you.
I'm
It's
giving
not
you
third
stats.
round.
I'm giving you stats not in fantasy. I'm giving you stats on Sundays. What are we talking
But
about here?
Pete, I agree with you, but when I watch a player, I'm not even looking at the stats. I'm watching the film. I'm watching what they do after they catch, how they catch, and like. Look at Jeudy. Like I said, look at Jerry Jeudy. He's elite. If you give Jerry Jeudy a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady, what does he
Yeah,
look like every
his
year?
numbers explode. And let's add this on consideration of Waddle as well. Waddle isn't just playing with Tua and Tyreek on the other side. Waddle also consistently deals with injuries. So a healthier Waddle would put up
Yeah.
even bigger numbers.
Absolutely.
So again, you got to judge each player within the context of the
But
team
he
that
also
they're
has
on.
a frame that can't deal with it. Like, if he gets hit hard, like he's done. Like, that's every receiver.
Let
It
me
doesn't
give you
matter who
another.
you are.
Let me give you another example. With Mark Clayton, right? He's probably a little bit older than you guys, but his
No, I remember
numbers
Mark Clayton.
are,
Yep.
Very well.
his numbers are up there with any Hall of Fame player of his generation, right? But the
Didn't he
reason
play
he
on the
does
Bucks?
not,
No, he started with us,
no,
and then we traded
he
him.
started with us. He had one season with Green Bay Packers, and he came back to us, and then he retired. But if you put his numbers against James Lofton, against Jerry Rice, against all the guys of the generation, he's right up there with them. But he's not in the Hall of Fame. Why? Because people give the credit to Marino as being generative of his statistical production. Now,
Yeah.
is that right? Is that wrong? The point here is that, like Pete said, you can't judge just on fantasy football stats alone. There's within the context of the team they're on. That's the way we got to look at these players. You know,
Well,
I'm
not only
telling you
that,
right now,
KP, but he
KP,
was also
if they
sharing the field as
love
well.
St. Brown, Jalen Waddle to them would have been the best wide receiver in the league if he would have been playing with the Lions with Jared Goff, that offensive line that he has, that run game, and Jalen Waddle will be cooking in Detroit, bro. Absolutely dominating the fantasy.
Absolutely. And that's one thing. And I know we've talked about this here several times, Pete. And I know you've heard me plenty of times tell the masses. I get it. Everybody thinks about Tyreek and this and that, and we don't appreciate what Jalen Waddle is.
Yeah, Franklin. I'm sorry, 215. Yeah,
ahead,
Franklin. Tua owes us an apology. That's what he owes us. He owes us an apology. Ever since he came out and said, I'm going to keep these receipts, I got y'all on receipts. Well, come cash those receipts in, Tua. He owes us an apology, Franklin. Get up here and click that link. Go ahead.
Wow, I remember that.
He owes us $212 million. I know that much.
And I'll
let's
say
add
this.
something else to Jalen Waddle's assessment, though, right? He's injury prone, right? He has played with Tua. He plays on the other side of Tyreek Hill, all limiting his overall output. And then personally, he doesn't have the most consistent hands. But what he does have is that he is super explosive and generative of yak and taking it to the house. The man is a superstar. if he's healthy and if he catches the ball.
And they need like a big thing too in college. He punt returned as well. He was explosive as even a punt returner.
That's what I'm saying. He did it in college. Tyreek did it in college too, and with the Chiefs. But we can't get any of these two guys to be on special teams for a kickoff return because they're scared they might get hurt.
Hey, Cap, they've been practicing it this offseason. I've been seeing them, Waddle and Tyreek.
No, yeah, I heard. Finally.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, now you got to wait till now to do it?
Refresh my memory. When Waddle was in Alabama, he played with Devontae Smith and who else?
He played Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs.
Ridley, no?
Do you want to know his backfield as well? I'll put all the weapons. I know all the weapons.
Just because I remember, and this I don't know, so I'll refer to you guys that know more about college. What I heard, and this could be stupid to say, but again, it's what I heard, that he was actually their best receiver until he got hurt.
I would say Jeudy or Ruggs were their 1 and 2s.
Henry Ruggs, okay.
What about Ridley?
Yeah, Ridley was good too, but their 1 and 2 was like I just said, those are their main guys.
Ruggs and Jeudy.
Yeah, but the thing when we talk about those Alabama teams from back then, we can name 10 guys in their depth chart that could be NFL guys. You know, just because they might not be the one. Like we got to. Josh Jacobs was a 3, and he was drafted in the first round or second round.
Crazy.
That's the thing, they're like, you're getting like at least B+, A- NFL talent, but you don't know if you're getting like A+ guys because it's
But it didn't. But the thing was, like, when you go to Alabama back then, you're being actually coached. And then, your harder games were practices compared to, so you didn't even need that. Everybody knew, these guys are good. And then the coaches would tell them. Josh Jacobs just didn't. He was like, the coaches told me not to stay another year, even though he was going for a degree. Just go to the NFL, get your money. But it's different now with the NIL. NIL days, he probably stays another year.
But you can go back and finish at any point once you actually
But Josh Jacobs actually never went to
school. Look at this report that I just found. Hold on, because hold on, JC.
Yeah.
Listen to what I'm about to read off a report right quick. This is by Nolan Bianchi from Detroit. He says, 64 minutes into this Dolphins and Lion practice, the only successful first team plays ran by the Miami Dolphins in team periods were, listen, 2 bubble screens and a quick slant.
Get out of here, bro.
The bubble bobble offense is what.
Double bobble.
64 minutes into practice.
That is bad news for us.
64 minutes into practice. The only
same old
successful
Dolphins.
first team plays ran by Miami in team periods, 2 bubble screens, and a quick slant.
If that's true, it's the same old Dolphins.
Hey, True, have you ever seen the show called Same Old Dolphins? Have you ever seen that show?
Yeah, we're living in it.
No, there's a real actual show on DolphinsTalk.com with the brothers, Josh and Aaron.
No.
They do a show called The Same Old Dolphins Show. I suggest you check that out, bro. They pretty much say exactly what we say.
Right.
And I want to say one thing real quick. By the way, Joe, this is off topic. And you don't have to answer it or anything like that. By the way, the other day, I was not trying to defend your honor or anything like that. I said what I said because I like you as a person of football knowledge. That's why I defended you. It wasn't nothing to be a person. It was just I respect you and your football knowledge because you actually know ball, and that was my point. I just didn't want you to get kicked off shows or nothing like that based off of people's personal shit. It was like I'm coming to you, and when me and you first ever talked in just like text or whatever, like through the chats, we trolled or whatever, but it was just based off your football knowledge. That's why I came up and said what I said.
You're fine, man.
Yeah, that's what I just want. Yeah, no, I don't either, and we can end here. But that's just what I wanted to say. No, because I actually respect your football knowledge.
No, I appreciate you saying that. But
yeah.
We'll keep it.
Yeah. No, that's all.
What's up,
that's
Joe?
all.
Craig,
Joe don't know
how you guys
football.
feeling?
Joe knows
What's up
hockey.
with these gentlemen?
Nah.
Joe knows hockey?
I'm trying
Joe
to know
actually
hockey,
bought a
man.
new Sabres hat today.
I'm trying to get deeper knowledge of hockey, to be honest, because hockey's so fun. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, actually, hold on. I got it down right now. I'll show it. Hold on one
I
second.
wish I had more like.
I'll tell you this
at
much.
this level of
I'll tell you
knowledge.
this much. I'm what you call a bandwagon fan with the Panthers, and bro,
Yeah, man.
You see that? You see that?
most intense sports. Yeah, the Sabres, Buffalo
Sabres
Sabres.
is rough. That's
It's got
Yeah.
the most
I just got.
intense,
I bought. I bought
hold
this
on.
hat.
shit I've ever seen, bro.
Bro,
I
you know
bought
what?
this
I
hat.
think you're.
That's
Hold
a
on.
good question.
Hold on. Because how are you a bandwagon fan, true Finn fan? Did you ever like a different hockey team?
No, but I'm only watching them because they're winning. So I don't
That's not a
consider me a
bandwagon.
true
A
fan.
bandwagon is when you hop from team to team.
Well, let me
You just.
ask you.
I don't even
Do you
know.
plan to
Like,
continue
I'm like
watching them?
you in that sense.
I do.
Well,
I
in a
do.
way, he's right.
Then that's
In a way,
not a
he's right.
bandwagon.
'Cause- Yeah, he's right.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
true fan, I'll say this to
That's the
you.
exact reason why I'm not a Heat
So,
fan, because I didn't want to.
I've been a lifelong Sabres fan, right?
Yeah.
My favorite ever team to watch in hockey, where I always tuned in, was the 2000 team of the Colorado Avalanche when they had Peter Forsberg, they had Joe Sakic, Rookie of the Year, Stanley Cup MVP.
They play Beezer,
Dude, great team. They had Patrick Waugh.
I know who he is.
You
Patrick
want to
Waugh.
watch? Everybody
was a
wants to
goalie.
see greatness. You don't
Yeah.
have to be a fan, but you could be a
Yeah,
fan
the
of
goalie,
greatness. That's
He was
okay.
badass, bro.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
but you know how some people like some people be like, yeah, man, Frodo, oh man, you never cared about them when they sucked. That's true. Like for me, it's true.
Yeah.
So once I saw like the first game that I saw of them in reality was 1996, I believe. We went to some finals. I don't know if it was against the Sabres or who it
No,
was.
so the last time we were there was '99, and we had gotten cheated by the Dallas Stars. Do you remember the puck got hit by
No,
the
no,
skate?
no, no. I mean the Panthers. They went to a Stanley Cup and got swept
Well,
in the 90s.
My question to you guys is, and you just brought them up, who's the king of South Florida right now when it comes to sports?
The Panthers, hands down.
Panthers. Yeah.
It's not even a question.
Well,
You're talking about
Right,
three
I mean-
and the most and
the
the
Heat
most
have
popular
already got
sport,
3
the
rings.
most popular sport guy is Messi.
So
Anywhere you go, everybody got Messi jerseys on. I'll tell
you
you
know
that
what?
much.
That's a
I
sport
don't
that
know.
I
That's
just can't
definitely
stomach.
up for
I
debate,
can't
to be
stomach
honest.
soccer, bro. I
The
cannot
most jerseys
stomach
in
soccer,
Florida
bro.
right now, in my opinion, is Messi.
I just can't watch soccer, bro.
And say the soccer team there, say they win a championship. Is that thought of as lesser than, do people care or do they not? Because here, so I want to make this
If
point.
that
Are you
scenario
talking like-
plays out, and you'll have the
So I
Marlins
wanna
winning a
make
World
this-
Series, you'll have the Heat winning championships, you have the Panthers winning Stanley Cups, you'll have the Canes winning championships passing the day. If Messi ends up winning a soccer championship for the Miami FC or whatever they're called, bro, that'll be who's left out.
Hey, Cap, and I'll make this, and people
The
will celebrate it, right? So, do you know in Buffalo, we have a professional lacrosse team?
Yeah, the
And
Buffalo Bandits.
we've won 3 championships in a row. We're about to 4-peat.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you
So,
what, Cap, hey, Cap, to your point, listen to what you just said. Listen to what you just said. Everybody wins championships but the Dolphins. Yet, the largest
same with the
fan
Bills. We
base-
never won.
Yeah, but the largest fan base in South Florida are the Dolphins.
Yo, that's the irony of it, bro.
Oh, the
Like we're the
Hurricanes.
biggest supporters, but damn, like why can't even get
Hurricanes are a close second, Joe. You're right. They're close. But you guys see
They've been buns for a while too, except
Yeah,
for the
but-
Cam Ward year.
but people remember their championships of the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s.
Yeah, you can't ignore 5, bro. You can't.
I cannot, and I've said this to my kids plenty of times.
That's
I
surprising
can't
to me,
imagine
though.
if there's ever a day where the Miami Dolphins win a Super Bowl, this whole South Florida will be shut down. I don't think.
Why
we'll
is
stop
Tua?
partying.
You know, overthrowing has been an issue for Tua today in
I
practice.
don't give a
now
shit
that I'm
about that.
reading-
We're talking about the good old days.
Kind of
Yeah.
overpowered.
But you know what? That's
I'm
not
listening
just
to
today,
you
Pete.
reading this, but this
That's
is
not
Don't kill
just
my high
today,
right now.
Pete.
You and your
Bro.
down shit.
Tua.
He can't dial in his depth because he
We're
doesn't have
talking
the right
about the
arm.
Canes and the Dolphins winning a Super Bowl, and your ass want to come out here. Tua just over. Tua's probably concussed right now
What's up?
driving home. Fuck Tua.
But that's so surprising to me because like even like the biggest content creators for the Dolphins are all from
check
like
this
New
out.
Just let me
Jersey.
do it now. No, let me do it now. Yeah.
Now this is a really big problem. Actually, this is actually, you know what? I'm sorry.
No, let's
Now that
do it
I'm
in the
Craig,
morning.
hot mic, Craig. Hot mic.
Waddle turns around and messed up a Tua long touchdown pass. Wow. And I just read it in the chat. Someone in the chat
Yeah,
earlier.
I saw that. I saw
FK
that
picked
tweet.
St.
That's good
Brown.
news, actually, because that could
Tua
mean that
narrowly
Tua's arm is
misses
a little bit
Waddle.
stronger.
What
That's
happened, KP?
impossible.
What happened? What happened?
It
What
could
happened,
mean
That
that
is
his
impossible.
arm is a little bit stronger
Trying to
and he's a little bit more
overcompensate.
confident in taking those shots. Again, it's preseason. This is when you want to take those shots, take those experimental throws.
Man,
So the fact that he's overthrowing guys,
overthrew Waddle on a
Tua,
that's what I
five-yard
That's
want to
an
hear.
overthrow.
but
That's
I
a
want to
big
hear a
me
overthrow.
guy
too,
testing that
KP.
arm out.
Facts.
So
Me too,
yeah,
KP. This is why I'm saying Tua
Tua
narrowly
overthrew
misses
Waddle on a
Waddle.
5-yard screen.
Look what Isaiah Smalls tweeted out on 11 on 11 work, because I already told you the only thing I care about is what they did on 11 on 11. He said Tua narrowly misses Waddle for what would have been a 55-yard touchdown. The ball was slightly overthrown, but it was catchable because it hit Waddle in his hands.
See, if it hits your hands, you got to catch it.
right. And
Gotta
that has
catch
been
it,
a
bro.
criticism of Tua that even when he was successful with throwing deep, that he was underthrowing receivers, right?
Oh yeah.
And it was so to me, even though that's a disconnect, again, it's in preseason. It really doesn't matter. I want to hear more about Tua's arm being stronger.
You want
If
to
I'm
hear
a true
about it more?
Dolphin fan, I want to hear more about him overthrowing guys
KP.
in the preseason. That
Yeah,
will
I'm
Before
with you on
before
that
you
one,
guys
Let,
go
KP.
on,
Matt, hold
Pete,
on,
I do
because
gotta jump
KP,
out. I gotta jump out.
All right.
All right,
Um,
JC.
are you gonna be on for a while? Because I'll jump back in if
He's
you're gonna
always
be
on
on.
for a while, bro.
But
You
like
can
I said,
see me here. If you see me here,
I
come right
so
through.
Pete, I saw you have Twitter. I will DM you on Twitter. I'll make one, and then we can talk about me doing a show on your platform. For like
Mm.
all sport bills, whatever. It doesn't matter. And I'll hop on, do a whole cam, cam on and everything.
Oh, like you want to host a show? Okay, I got
Yeah,
you. Yeah, just reach out to me.
for
Either if
sure.
you don't have Twitter, just send me an email.
Oh no, I do have a Twitter. I don't use it because I just use it to follow Adam Schefter, but I do have a Twitter.
Appreciate you.
right.
You have a
I just
blessed day,
don't
man.
chat on
Hopefully you
there.
come back around today. Catch you later, JC. Have a good
Yep.
one.
Yep.
KP, you said you wanted to hear more. On that
Yeah.
same exact drive, that Tua overthrew Waddle and Waddle dropped the touchdown, here's the same drive. Tua slightly overthrows Ekuzama on a go route. On the same drive.
right. So
That
let
arm is
me put
getting
it. So
stronger.
what's happening?
That
And what's
arm is
happening
getting
there
stronger.
is that the coaches are challenging Tua to be able to make those plays. They probably talked about it.
Glad to hear
We
it.
need you stronger, and we want to see you leading guys instead of just lollipopping that thing up. And so the fact that they're doing that in preseason should yeah, you want to see them connect, right? But that could just mean that they're focusing on what was previous a weakness. Just like a couple of days ago, we were talking about how they ran 4 straight times on the goal line and failed. Yeah, they failed in the preseason game against the Bears, but still, this was an area of focus. We got to get better on short yardage, right? So yeah, you want to practice that against good competition, against live competition.
Exactly.
So
Now I'm with you on that one, KP. Like I like hearing that he's overthrowing on these big throws, but and he's working on that. But is that going to come at a cost? Because if you're watching some of these short routes that they're running, he's overthrowing his receivers there as well. So it's like the big ones, we want to see that because that means that his arm is getting better, he's getting stronger. They're working on that. But these short routes that should be 100% for Tua, and he's overthrowing his receivers. Like, how do you explain that? Is it affecting him by trying to be a stronger thrower?
Let's invent a narrative. Let's invent a narrative there. Let's say that his arm, he has worked on his arm strength over the offseason. He's got a stronger arm now, per se, right? And now it's all about calibrating the thing. It's all about calibrating that thing so that he could continue to run the short game at a high, at the high efficiency that we're used to seeing, but now add the extra dimension of being able to stretch the field. So it's a calibration thing. And again, that's the kind of thing that you want to see happening in this preseason.
Okay, if I'm gonna go the route of trying to figure out and find out a reason why he's overthrowing, I don't think it has nothing to do with him getting stronger and not knowing how to handle it. To me, it's telling me that he's either getting rushed or he's not comfortable in the pocket. That means that our offensive line, in my opinion, right? I could be wrong.
I agree. It's new personnel.
You get me?
And you know what? That is a good point, True Fin Fan.
True.
That is a good point because the second play I brought up to KP, which was the second play that he overthrows, the play behind that, it goes Tua instantly scrambles off pressure.
There you go.
And throws it to Ekuzama on a hitch route, and Ekuzama dropped it.
There you go.
So practice went bad today, but was it bad because all these guys are dropping passes? They're trying to adjust to Tua's stronger throws
I don't
now?
think so.
That's different, bro. That's different.
I don't think so.
Because I think so. If Tua's throwing a stronger ball, they're not accustomed
How much
to.
stronger can you
They're
get
probably
with
not
your arm
used
once
to.
you're in the NFL?
I've never seen a quarterback get stronger in the arm.
I mean,
I guarantee you. Hey,
I thought that
Joe,
was one of
I
those things
guarantee
you
you.
Remind me.
I
Remind me of one.
guarantee you. If I go to Tua's rookie year and I clip one of his passes this year, we're gonna see a huge difference on arm strength. His arm strength year after year.
And sometimes it's not always about strength; it's about trajectory.
Every year, Tua's arm has gotten stronger. The guy's only like 25, 26 years old, right? It doesn't stop getting stronger at this age.
He's
not
he
80.
came in injured. He came in injured with a devastating hip injury, so that affected his arm. You know, so remember he was given 3 things to work on this offseason, right? We don't know what those 3 things are. We're all speculating, right? But perhaps one of them was to go to some specialists and work on getting those arm mechanics better.
Now you nailed it.
You know what, KP?
Hold on, KP. Let me finish this. KP, I have been on this show. I played 2 sports, baseball and boxing. Okay, and baseball was the pitcher until I threw out my UCL, and boxing I did it until I had kids and I had to provide. One of the things that Pete, you're gonna remember me saying this. One of the things that I think could lead into him throwing the ball better. When he throws the deep passes, and I challenge anybody to go onto YouTube right now and look at his feet. His feet are not he's not pointing towards the receiver when he's throwing deep. That right leg is almost parallel with his left leg. So maybe if they work, or maybe it's his hip.
We got to get that film, bro.
Maybe look at it.
He's right. He's right. I've checked it out.
We got to get that film.
Right.
I know. We got to get that film.
But KP just said something that I was going to allude to, and that's what I was going to say. The only way that I see Tua throwing better balls as to farther is using his lower body the right way. You point where you're throwing. When he throws those deep balls, he's opening up completely. Those are horrible mechanics. I'm going to look at it right now so that you guys can see it. I'm going to put it on the camera and just look at his shoes, and you'll see that he has horrible mechanics when he throws far. Yet when he throws
so you're telling me we got John Beck. We got John Beck the past 2 seasons to help him with that, right?
Right now, you guys keep on. I promise I'm going to look for it right now.
No, we ended up getting John Beck to help him for that reason, I think, and his mechanics got fixed, from what I understood.
That's the only way that I see him throwing the ball farther.
Because KP has a good point, and this is what I was gonna say, because you're coming more from a mechanical, structured point of view where Tua's gonna be throwing better. I think the reason why Tua went out this offseason to throw and get a stronger arm is so he can be able to throw off platform. Because if we go back to late last season, he bruised his hip, and with a bruised hip, that affected his arm strength. That's why he said he didn't play, because he didn't have arm strength to throw without being fully inclined on his toes, on his feet, throwing proper. This season, it seems like he forced that arm to get stronger in case he does get a bruise. He still has arm strength to get the ball where it needs to go. He's going to be, this season, I think, more arm than and less mechanical, based on what True Fin Fan even pointed out earlier on the other tape. He is probably throwing because of the rush that's getting to him. This offensive line might not give him time. So he had to get his arm stronger, and he's going to have to adjust to learn how to throw on the run. Something Tua has shown he struggled in since in his whole tenure here in Miami. If Tua upgraded his arm and throw on the run, we might have a Brock Purdy
listen,
probably even
there's a
better.
good
But do you
discussion
think
of
that
this
that
in the
would
chat
throw a wrench
from
in
Ghost
the?
and Scar. Ghost and Scar got some good conversation on this issue in the chat. I don't know if you put their quotes up.
I've already said it. Shout out to Scar 305. He says, I already said it. It's because Tua's strong side is the right. He's really not a lefty. His got bad footwork in deep throws.
And then Ghost before that is giving us reports. He's saying he's been to 7 practices, and he's reporting that Tua's arm is not stronger. But and that may be true. You cannot really strengthen
But
an arm,
to be
but you can
fair,
get
we
better
haven't really
mechanics.
aired it out in any of our practices so far that
Okay.
public has been able to go to. We have not had a lot of big passes. It's been a lot of dinking dunking in public practice.
Right. So yeah,
So
I
there's
think it's
not a
more
lot.
of a mechanical thing. Just being consistent with your mechanics, refining them, getting a little bit better there, so that you can be more consistent with all throws. That's the kind of work that a quarterback would be doing in the off season.
Yeah,
Mechanical.
the dink and dunk stuff, I'm not too concerned about that. They're pretty much showing that to everybody, because usually in the facility they do the good stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to show everybody.
But I am concerned about it because if he's working on getting stronger, like with these short and dink and dunk throws, like is that going to throw off like how our scheme is with the timing and the spot throwing and things like that? Like it's now Tua has to figure the calibrating that KP was talking about. Like it may take him 4 or 5 more weeks to really get it down, and by that time we're
That's
0 and
exactly
5,
what
and
it
it's
is.
too
Yeah,
late.
calibrating.
My point,
That's what's-
my whole analysis on the whole mechanic things, which is what I think they're trying to work on. My issue with that is, again, as somebody who was a thrower, I couldn't hit with a shit. I was groomed to be a pitcher and a boxer since I was a little kid. All right. When I tell you that you could change mechanics as you're growing up, as you're getting older at a young age, fine. But if Tua's mechanics at 26 years old, if he's going to try to change them now, that's where you're going to see those inconsistent throws. However, when it's a bang, bang play, he's going to go back to what his muscle memory tells him, which is bad footwork and underthrows. So I'm not saying that John Beck couldn't work magic. You could change certain things, but it's extremely hard. Plus, lefties have a different motion than right-handers. Lefties tend to be a little awkward. They look different. Their throws are different.
The ball spins a different way.
Right. Their bodies, like it just when you see a lefty throw a ball, not so much when he punches in the ring. All right. Because he could have a right hook, and even though he stands lefty, he has a good right hook and a dead left hand. So be it. But when you're talking about throwing a ball far, that means that you have to put everything you got to throw it as far as you can, and you're gonna do things that make you feel comfortable, even if they're wrong. So, in my opinion, I don't think you could fix his mechanics. I really don't.
But going back to the things that he was challenged to improve this offseason, that is dictated by the defense's ability to stop the offense that McDaniel put in place 2 years ago. So so Tua was probably challenged in the offseason to be prepared or prepare himself to run more of a pro-style offense, which is going to demand more than just high efficiency on short throws. And so that's where he would have approached his retooling or his drill in practice, because you're right, it is hard to get rid of your natural instinct. The only way to do so is to drill, and drill again, so that becomes instinctual. And I think, I don't know, but that may be what we're seeing here.
Yeah. It sounds right, but in my opinion, if you're gonna ask me why do you think he's overthrowing, I'm gonna go to I think that he's being pressured, and Pete just read it after I said it that he was pressured. I think he's being pressured, and we all know when you pressure a quarterback, especially one who's injury prone and is worried about getting concussed, he's gonna rattle a little bit. I mean, for God's sakes, we saw the greatest of all time. His kryptonite was a defensive line, and that was Tom Brady. When you got a good pass rush on Tom Brady, he was not the same quarterback. Okay, there are quarterbacks that they could be staring down the barrel of a gun, and they're gonna make the same play whether they're rushed or not. And those are Tom Brady's, the Marinos, the Joe Montanas, the John Elways, but Brady in particular did not like at all a pass rush. He was a different quarterback than those other cats I just mentioned.
And what True Fin Fan just said right there, Pete, is the reason why I think our defense is going to be just fine against these not so great quarterbacks.
The rush?
The rush.
Yeah.
Did you not hear Chop Robinson was like he hasn't done anything. The
That's
man
not
has
true.
not
He
made
got
a
injured
play.
on a strip fumble.
Jalen Phillips didn't practice today. He's
He got
injury
injured on a
prone.
strip fumble, though, Pete. That's not true. He got injured on a strip fumble. You know that, right?
I mean, he lost his wind. Why
But
didn't
he
he just
still
come
had a
back in?
strip
You had to
fumble.
get carted off of that? No, he
But-
fought for the fumble.
I think
He
they
got
just
hurt
carted
fighting
him
for the
off to
fumble.
get him off the field faster.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're talking about a guy who's going into his second year, who had a hell of a second half of the season for a rookie. I'm not saying that he put up Hall of Fame numbers, but we all thought one thing of Chop the first half, and then anybody who has at least a little bit of knowledge of the game of football, we're pretty pleased going into this season with Chop, especially that he's going to have Phillips and Chubb back there to not only help him, but to take to come in and get him to be a little bit fresher. We were counting on that rookie a hell of a lot last year, guys. Let's be honest.
And to bounce off of that, to go back into our defense before Pete starts talking about injuries and stuff with Chubb and Phillips. One of the things that I've noticed over this offseason from all of our players, and like I didn't notice this in any of the other off seasons prior, is that all of them are really focused on body health, making sure that they're healthy, they're working out, they're staying fit. So that should translate into more production also later in the game. So their durability for these fourth quarter stands, Pete, will be there. They'll be able to they won't be tired and wore out come fourth quarter like you're expecting them to be. There's also, we hired a new conditioning coach in this offseason, and Mike McDaniel has said he was in there all offseason, one of the first people in the building. Mike McDaniel, I granted we can't really trust everything Mike McDaniel says, but he says that he trusts this guy to communicate back with Mike McDaniel on the health and everything aspects for these players. So I think they are taking the proper steps to become a team that gets rid of that injury prone bug, if you understand what I'm saying.
Oh man, I hope you're right, brother, because I'm sick. This is not just one season. I think we've been not just decimated with the injury bugs. What, the last three seasons?
Yeah, it's been horrible.
It's just,
And like I said, none of the past off seasons during these player interviews, none of them were stressing body health and like Derrick Henry, like he spends $250,000 a year on his body because he's a physical guy. Like this is the type of stuff these guys are talking about in the off season. They've been doing extra workouts, like changing their diets, just changing things around so that they are. I'm losing the word I'm looking for, but they just stay healthy and they stay on the field. Availability is the best ability.
What it is that they're putting more emphasis on health. That's basically what we're trying to say. Where maybe in past seasons they haven't, and maybe because we've been so decimated every damn season since 2021, 2022. I mean, shit. I remember Nick Needham tore his Achilles. Then we had was it Byron or Brian, the cornerback Jones?
Byron Jones.
He's out for the season. Then we got X with the growings, the knee. Then we have 9 starters that are out in 2023. I mean, it gets to a point where you're like, okay, bro, like
that's the football gods, bro. The football gods be punishing us, man.
I'm saying though, that's what I'm saying. Like, can you just give us a season where, we might have one major injury, maybe 2, but that many? Come on.
You know what's going to decimate this team, where it's going to make them this defense? This is what I'm saying. This is going to decimate this team. David Furones tweeted out an hour ago. It's 3rd and 16, and Goff connects with Amon St. Brown for an easy first down. This is against the ones, bro. Tyrell Dodson got done in. You know how depleting that is in the third quarter? Your team is losing by 10 points. and your defense gives up a 3rd and 16 after making 2 great first and second down stops on the ground.
Yeah, but we all understand that this is a top offense that we're playing against. This is not
Hold
the
on,
type of quarterbacking teams that we're talking about.
Yeah, this ain't the Jets.
So Weaver sucks then. That's where
No.
it comes down to.
No,
We've lost
Pete.
3 straight practices. We're
Pete,
0-3,
you gotta
bro.
stop. Pete,
I count this as, bro, we
Pete,
are 0-3.
Pete, everything that is bad in preseason doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, brother. You've got to give yourself a little bit more time. Tell me this after this
You
season.
know what? That doesn't qualify for me. That doesn't qualify for me.
I mean,
that
you
logic,
want to get rid of it. So, okay.
Truth and fan.
So fire Weaver. Fire Weaver right now. It's insane.
No, truth and fan. That logic only goes for the 2nd and 3rd and undrafted guys. That your take.
We have
that's
no
where it lies.
starters on the secondary, brother.
All right, I'll be back up here later, guys.
All right, Kat.
All right, Kat.
We've got Pete. Listen to me. We've got shit. We've got shit for our secondary besides Minka, and we're going against an offense that's a juggernaut and a wide receiver who's giving you 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns. Why
the hell did we
who are
just
they
pay Zach
burning from
Sealer?
us?
What did we pay Zach Sealer for then? If that's the only thing we have.
Are they running against us or are they passing against us? I'm trying to understand.
Pass or run? What is Zach Sealer going to do about it?
He's supposed to stop the run. What are we talking,
wow.
Pete? Sealer's a DB now?
So his name should be Run Sealer, not Sack Sealer.
He's
no. Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Come on, Pete. What are we talking about? You want Sealer?
No, you said all we have is Minka. What did we pay Sealer for?
Run Sealer, or
he's a run stuffer now. That's who he is. He's just a run stuffer. So we paid him big bucks because he stops the run. No, we need sacks. And on 3rd down, we need you to take that quarterback down. I don't want to hear he put pressure.
Wait a minute. The guy
that guy was wearing a cap today. He didn't even practice.
10 plus sacks. What do you want?
Why didn't Sealer practice today, bro? What the hell did Sealer do yesterday in practice for him to be able to take today off?
You mean the guy that had back-to-back 10 plus sack seasons? Is that the guy you're complaining about?
I want to see bigger. What's his name? Biggers. I want to see the rookies. I want to see
Grant. Yeah, tell me about Grant, the other guy. Sealer has nothing to prove. What do you want him out there to get injured?
Sealer was the reason why we probably got lopsided yesterday in practice. He was part of that. This coaching staff is truly
he played yesterday.
Rockers.
I mean,
bro, how do you give players vet days off after you're labeled your practice was lopsided and bad?
Well, because you've got a $20 million investment a year on the guy. Number one, he has nothing to prove. You want him healthy.
Do nothing yesterday,
but you want him somehow to prove. You feel that Zach Sealer has something to prove in a scrimmage. Listen to what you're saying, brother.
It was terrible yesterday. Yes, come back and come punch him in the mouth.
It's a scrimmage, Pete.
The fact that he was okay sitting out shows that our captain, our leader, bro, Zach Sealer is soft, bro.
Oh my God,
he is soft. Why would bro? You don't let your brothers down like that, bro.
Hey, please, look what CB83 just wrote. Look what CB83 just wrote.
Always on Twitter,
so you understand
tweeting around. You don't think this guy was on Twitter?
Look what CB83 just wrote, so you understand, Pete. Look what CB83 just wrote, so you understand a little bit. Keep going.
No. I ain't. My bad. CB83. Shout out to CB83 too. That's another thing. That's what I just said. CB. I don't want to hear about no Veterans Day off. But come up here, bro. Bring us. Talk to us.
Hey, what's
Shout
good?
out to CB83, man.
Hey,
I hear you. We all hear you. What's up, CB?
Cat, what's good with you? What's up with y'all boys, man?
Chilling.
No,
here,
man. 3rd and 16, right, CB?
Can you please make some sense to Pete? He's off the wall today. He didn't take his medicines, and he's not feeling right. Pete, we're here for you.
CB, why is he allowed to have a Veterans Day's rest off when practice yesterday was lopsided? We lost on defense, on offense, even special teams. Matter of fact, coach lost too because he didn't win that challenge. But check this out. On third and
Pete,
16
can I answer
today.
your question?
Yeah. Let him answer, Pete.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Mike McDaniel is a numbers guy, and he's tracking Sealer's mileage and the type of mileage he's putting on his body. So Mike McDaniel looks at these guys' numbers and their metrics, and he says, "Oh, the scientists are telling me that Sealer needs a rest day, so I'm gonna give him a rest day before he gets hurt, bro." You know what? You know what Mike McDaniel's on, bro. He's a mad scientist, bro. The football shit really don't matter to him. The dude does what he wants to. He goes to the drum of his own beat, so he does shit differently, bro. That's where we are.
This is
That's where
why
we're
he
at.
gets no respect. CB, if you're in that locker room and you turn around, you got beat down yesterday in practice. You come to work today, you are ready to fight and get back and return that favor. And you see your guy that walks around with a C on his chest with a baseball cap on and basketball shorts.
It does look bad, Pete.
Hold
It
on,
does,
I'm
but
telling you, bro.
what do
this
you
is
guys? Hold on. What do
but
you
this is
guys want?
hold
You
up.
want this guy to get injured and then not have him when it counts for a scrimmage? I'm
But
trying to
Now you
figure
honestly,
this
want to
out.
now? Wow.
but this is
Sealer
the
has
thing.
been
But this is the thing. Football players are football players, and they're football players for a reason. Like you can't be babying players and giving them all these rest days because I don't honestly it hasn't worked in our favor giving guys
thank you,
rest.
CB.
It just hasn't worked in our favor, right? So we give all these guys rest days and give them opportunities to sit out and do stuff like that. We've been the most injury riddled team in the NFL. So maybe you should do something differently and make dudes practice. I mean, let's be
Thank
real.
you. Why that Darren
So
Waller
give
should
him
have
more
been
snap.
out there today,
Give him more.
bro.
So give him more
Where the
snaps.
hell is Darren Waller? I need him.
Hold on, Pete. Hold on. Chill. So give a guy who is pretty much the anchor of your defense as we speak, right? Give that guy more reps and risk more injuries for a scrimmage to prove what? That's my point.
But but this is what I want you to understand. There are other guys in the NFL that get those type of reps, that get that type of volume, and they
What
don't
up,
worry
Kenna?
about
Shout
rest
out to Kenna.
days.
Okay,
So
I
I feel
guess
like
I guess we'll just I'm not saying you're wrong, brother. Believe me. I just will.
there's
In my
other
my thing
players,
is
bro. There's other players. Look, other
You're
players
in and out, CB.
practicing the entire camp. Can you hear me
okay.
now?
Yeah, we hear.
Yep,
I hear
loud
you.
and
I hear
clear.
you.
There's other players practicing the entire camp, like, and they don't get rest days. But I understand it to some extent. Like he's gonna give some guys veteran rest days. That's the nature of it. But I don't think I'm with Pete. On a day where you got dominated, you don't come back and give guys rest days. You give
Okay.
guys an opportunity to fix their mistakes.
Okay, I hear you. I'm
Facts.
like I said, we will agree to disagree. I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm on the side of I know how thin we already are to start. I don't want to risk an injury on this guy just because I want to prove that we're strong or somehow. Again,
But
just me.
here's the
Man, what's
thing.
the
Here's the
feedback?
thing. CB, when I saw you at
That's
camp
hold on,
last
Kenna.
off season, right?
I can't.
You remember what I said to you, man? I
What'd you
said
say?
these.
I
I
don't
said,
remember.
yeah, I was with my daughter, and I said, listen, CB, man, these practices ever since McDaniel came in here are extra boring and low intensity. So I think you're on to something when it comes to what is making this team earn the reputation of being soft. Now, listen, I'm a little bit more old school. I do go back to watching the Shula practices and watching Jimmy Johnson practices where they used to bang. You know what I'm saying? Junior Seau, Zach Thomas, Brian Cox. Two a days, them dudes used to bang out, and I realized that is not
Offer
the
dog.
conviction in the modern NFL today, right? They have,
But KP,
but
you
you're
just said
onto
it though.
something. But you're
But
onto
you
something.
but KP, you
And
just
you know
said it.
what? You know what true Fin fans
But
take bother me so much? I'm
can I
sorry, CB.
respond to
True.
that,
Go
Pete?
ahead.
Pete, can I
Go ahead.
respond
Go
to that?
ahead.
So and that's where like KP, and you understand what it's like to be in those practices and the intensity level be up and it just be like a shit show, right? If fans really watch some of those practices, like that shit, that shit wouldn't be like entertaining. People would be scared for people's lives out there, bro. So
Right. If they're playing
NFL,
at
the
full intensity.
NFL, the NFL has changed a lot, and I think when you look at these joint practices and you look at practices that are open to public, that shit is just for entertainment purposes only. It's not for
Right.
like I mean, if they were really getting after it, they wouldn't have open practices. Like they wouldn't be allowing people to watch that because people are cursing and yelling
That
at
only
each other,
happens. That only happens. They get real in those closed practices. CB, I agree
and
with
that's
what you're
how it.
Yeah,
saying.
to
And that's
some
how it
degree,
should.
it's just going through the motions, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And it's a
I
dog
get
and
that.
it's a dog and pony show.
But the intensity, though, I still think
Thank you,
is a
CB.
question. And I think that McDaniel is a guy who's coming from that new era of how to approach this, right? And I think you're right. He is erring on the side of, preserving players, limiting reps to lengthen players' career to the fault of this team. It's not working.
But
And
I've
there's
It's
another
always
not.
theory and there's another theory, Joe Rose and these guys have talked about it, that back in their day, guys lasted a lot longer because they were asked to be tougher for a lot longer. Like in training camp, those guys used to be toughened up by the physicality that they faced regularly on those two-a-days. And I think,
This. Shout out to Joe Kerr in the chat because this is exactly what I was gonna tell True Fin Fan that I disagree with him about. This is why I disagree that we don't rest guys because this is the issue. You heard what True Fin Fan said. We rest them because we're scared for them to get hurt in practice. Well, you know what? If we're scared for them to get hurt in practice, that just tells me during the season they're going to get hurt.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it's
all it tells
counterproductive.
me.
It's counterproductive.
That's it.
it's
If
counterproductive,
they
and
can't make it
honestly,
through practice, if you can't make it through practice, you can't make it through a rugged season. That's a fact.
and that's fact, and that's the thing. That's the problem. Damn, who's the feedback?
That's
And
me.
Kenna's trying to let Kenna speak because Kenna comes off mute. He's at work.
He's
Shout
at
out to
work.
Kenna.
He's at work.
But
That's
if
why.
you got something to say, Kenna, unmute yourself. Say what you got to say, and then go back on mute for us, please.
Yeah, I was trying to say that at the end of the day, that's all it is. The fact that we don't practice hard enough, and when it comes to the game is harder than our practice. When you listen to the
Yep.
Detroit Lions practice, they practice is harder than the game. So when it comes to the game, it's easier. So I would much rather somebody get injured in practice than to get injured in the game. Again, you
Exactly.
can't you can't you can't plan for an injury game time. You can plan for an injury in practice time though.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
And I heard Kenna
When
say that
and when
before. Yep.
and I think Mike McDaniel doesn't have a strenuous practice program. It's not intense. They don't get after it. There's no shit talking. There's no dudes banging. There's no, hey, meet me in the A gap. I'm gonna bust your fucking head in. There's none of that, right? It's nice and it's
It's just more
cordial,
technical. Concentrate on
right?
the technical aspects
It's
and
more,
not the
yeah,
intensity.
it's definitely,
Yeah,
it's more technical and technique, and hey, I got to get my feet, my hand placement. I got to get my, I got to position block instead of running it through a dude, right? Like it's just a different brand of football,
right.
and and honestly, it's cool right now, right? Early in the season. But when it gets late in the season and you got weather and you got other shit involved, other variables, you're on the road, you got loud atmosphere, that's when shit gets real tight. And that's when you see the Dolphins fold because they aren't used to that intensity. They aren't
That's right.
used to having to scrap in the trenches and get after it. So I feel like
100%.
Our
that's what
guys
it's
They're
are
all
just
our
not
about.
tough
guys
enough.
in practice are just so worried about being at a spot. As long as we're at that spot, we
Yeah,
won't get
listen, the
hammered by the
technical
coach.
stuff is important, but CB is 100% right. Ken is 100% right. The physicality of the game, what some people have defined as the dog, right? That is what's absent from the regimen, at least from our observation point as fans. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, like you look at
Hmm.
KP, like you look at inside drill, you look at inside run and stuff like that. Bro, these dudes really aren't even like hitting like that. Like, let's be real. Like, you look at
Right.
an inside run drill. I can go to high schools and look at more physical drills
So
than what
so
the
than
Dolphins
CB,
did.
than what I see.
so CB, you played football in college, right?
Yep, high school and college. Yep.
All right. So tell me this, and you know what I'm saying, I didn't get to make it to the collegiate level. I mean, I had an opportunity, but I squandered it. But again, tell me this: as football players, you don't feel comfortable on that field until you get hit, right or wrong?
Right.
Right. You got to get into the groove of getting hit, bro. It takes you got to bang. You got to bang on each other a lot before you really start getting into a groove.
And let
So
me tell you this.
it takes a lot of reps and a lot of
Mhm.
getting after it for you to really feel comfortable. And honestly, practice should be harder than the game. Like it
Right,
should be.
right.
It should be
And
intense.
low key, we've seen that happening here this offseason. In both first encounters with the Bears and Detroit, the reports are that the Dolphins got totally dominated, decimated, made into bitches. But we've seen that after that, on the next practice, we see the Dolphins, shape up a little bit,
Now
respond a little
KP,
bit better.
and now
Yeah.
KP, and keep
Mm-hmm.
this maybe and keep this in mind, right? Maybe McDaniel is thinking, hey, I need to do more joint practices because this is how I manufacture physicality. Because
Physicality. Yeah.
because I can't manufacture it with each other. I can't find a way to do that when we're together. So maybe we go on the road and have
Yes.
physical a physical training camp from other teams because I don't want them banging on each other because they don't understand the concept of that. So maybe I take them on the road and have them
Hmm.
go against other teams so we could get it before the season and they realize that,
Right.
hey, this is what it's going to be like when we strap up in a few weeks.
Well, let's take it back
I,
to Flores and it takes no talent, right? And how he forced guys to run when they made, silly mistakes or whatever, all that kind of shit, right? I think one of the things that was ingrained into the culture here, and this is before McDaniel, this is before Flores, is the stuff where the star players on the team make an agreement with the second, third string guys that listen. I'm
Oh
not going to go
yeah.
100% at you. Let's just, let's make agreement
Hey,
between us,
KP, we got a
and
term for that.
and, and that's because of the climate. It's climate induced because it's so hot outside. Guys
Yeah.
are trying to preserve themselves for the season, and that works against this team long term. But go ahead, CB.
And
What's the term for it?
and that's a term that we call in the football realm, we call that brother-in-law, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
we so when you see guys, and I'll see guys, and when I was coaching, I see guys doing it, and I call them out. It's hot. Everybody's bothered. Nobody wants to be there. But somebody's got to be winning these reps. Y'all both can't be like a stalemate at the line of scrimmage. Somebody at some point, somebody's got to put somebody on their ass. So I'd be like, yo, stop
That's true.
brother-in-law, and
That's
play
true.
football.
Right. And see, that is
You
exactly
love the
what
guy
Flores.
across from you. Yep.
That's exactly what Flores was trying to root out with that takes no talent stuff, right? And with McDaniel, you saw a reinstitution of that. We expect you to be a professional, and we're not going to push you in that realm. We're just
so
going to take for granted that you are already professional, and that has failed. That's failed our team when it comes to winning those tougher games.
I got a question real quick for the panel. It might be a little off topic, but kind of same shit. How do y'all feel about this Atlanta game coming up? Now that you don't have reports that Michael Phoenix was at the bottom of the pile in the scrap at they joint practice.
I love it.
Yeah, it shows you the difference in philosophy between franchises.
Not only that, I mean by because we got a game coming up against Atlanta, and the fact that that offense saw their quarterback in a fight in practice, and he was on the bottom of the pile fighting.
Hmm.
I mean, like, don't wouldn't y'all think as men up here on the panel that you would have a lot more respect for your quarterback, and it would make you want to play harder for him after
Yep.
something like that?
And I
Yep.
got another
Yeah,
one like
yeah.
All
that.
of the
I got
Now,
teams.
look,
yeah.
look. I like the thought of it, right? And I'm sure they'll rally behind Michael Penix, but you still got to line up and play. And like Mike McDaniel, we could talk shit about Mike McDaniel all we want to, but he typically is gonna have a game plan that is pretty good at attacking the defense. And if our defense comes to play, we're gonna have a shot to be in the game. Like Mike McDaniel don't get blown out by really nobody except teams like Baltimore or juggernaut teams, or if somebody goes down or something like that. So Mike McDaniel's gonna find a way to kind of win some football games,
But
and
but
he's found a way to do it. So we got to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that.
right. I'm not discrediting that, but what I am saying is the fact that we already are having trouble with scrappy teams. That's another scrappy team that we are expected to win that game, but that's a scrappy team knowing how we perform against scrappy teams, if that makes sense.
Well, I
No,
don't
no,
know if
yeah,
we
true.
can.
That's
I don't
true,
know if we
Kenna.
can consider Atlanta as that scrappy team yet. I don't know if they're there yet. I know they're trying to work towards getting there, but I don't think Atlanta's a team for anybody to be afraid of at this point. Now, Detroit is a different story. That's a perennial playoff team. They've played a lot of meaningful football late in the year, so I expect the Dolphins to struggle with a team like that.
Yeah, but you know what? CB83, I think Ken is right. The Falcons might be a scrappy team because if you look at their previous couple drafts, they've drafted offensive linemen year after year after year. Then they draft Bijan Robinson. They run a heavy run set. Now they got the second
Yeah,
year
they're loaded.
quarterback. They
They're
might run
definitely
more.
loaded.
They got Tyler Algier. They might
We
be that
got we got
scrappy team. And
we
I got a
we have
point to add to Kenna's point, right? Because he went to Atlanta. We play Atlanta like week 7 or something. What about the report we got in week 2 from Mike Vrabel and the Patriots where he jumped in a skirmish in practice and his cheek got cut because someone hit him in that fight in the pile and he just walked out of there like it was nothing. Like he broke the fight up himself. He got hit in the cheek. You know how scrappy that the rest of the
See, let
team
me
is
add
looking
another
at his
report to that.
coach like, wow, our coach is jumping in and fighting with us. That's
Last
that's
week
that's
in
some Brian
practice,
Flores stuff right there. Go ahead.
Hey, Mike
hold
McDaniel.
on, hold
Hey,
on,
Mike
hold on.
McDaniel is doing that too, bro. Mike McDaniel's doing that too. Pete, stop.
Last week in
You better
practice,
Mike
stop,
McDaniel
CB.
is doing
listen,
CB.
what?
Now you know. Now you know he ain't doing
let,
none of that nonsense,
Pete,
bro.
let me add on
You
to
all
that.
need to
Last week
stop.
in
Hey,
Buffalo
no.
practice,
Hey,
when
Mike.
Josh Allen was on the
CB.
sidelines, and the second string
He not
quarterback
trying to get
was
dirty.
orchestrating the damn play, the defense picked off the second string quarterback for pick six. And Josh Allen rushed off the field, off of the sidelines, and went and knocked the ball out of the DB who was heading into the end zone for pick six. Can you picture Tua doing something like that in
no,
practice?
No, no.
no.
Hey,
So
but you. Hey,
what I'm saying is this: when you
but
look
what?
at the top teams in this league, they tend to have quarterbacks who have that kind of mentality, that tough
And,
mentality. That they're
Now,
not
now,
afraid to mix it up.
but
I
what do you
didn't know
guys?
about
What
that
do you guys
report, but
think
that's a
about
good
Pete? Pete.
report, KP. 1 second, CB, because you know what Josh Allen probably told him? If I would have threw that pick, I would have tackled you already. Go ahead, CB.
But Pete, I want to get back to this. What do you guys think about Mike McDaniel taking his team on the road during training camp and going against physical football teams who can kind of toughen up
Wake
his
them up.
team? Do you think?
Wake them up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
What do
like
y'all think
it.
That
about
that's
I
what
that?
like
that that that
I'll be
CB.
honest with you. I
That's what
personally
me and
think
True Fin Fan were talking about earlier. Like
yeah,
we're not facing no bum team either. This is
right.
a
If
Super
that's
I love
what
Bowl
it.
we need,
contender.
if
I love
that's
it
what we need,
because
then that's good practice. But go
I
ahead,
love
True.
it. I love it, and the reason is simple. We've all heard the narrative, right? Whether we agree with it or not, we've all heard the narrative locally and nationally. We're soft. So if Mike McDaniel is really doing this with that purpose, I like it because you're trying to go against teams that are physical, right? Teams that are supposed to dominate you, and let's see what you can do in preseason, in the scrimmage, whatever it may be. Right now, it's the beginning, and when you throw that physical shit to them without them being prepared, I like it because you're forcing them to face adversity. You're forcing them to go against all
Yep.
of their fucking fears. I love it.
Yep.
I like it, but I always got to put to it.
Yep.
I would much rather see us going up against like scrappy teams. Like I get what you're saying, CB, and I ain't saying the Lions are not a scrappy team, but at this point, the Lions are getting to a Class A. They like a Class B organization right now.
No,
I
come
would
on,
rather,
bro.
I would rather go against
Shout
that
out Trenton
C
showing
to
up.
B organization to where they trying to excel to see where we stand at, if that makes sense. Because
Let me say this. Let me
yeah,
say
we
this.
can,
Oh,
yeah,
go
we
ahead.
can,
Finish your thought. Right.
we can go up against a Class A organization to measure us, but are we really being measured against the path of getting to that Class A organization, if that makes sense?
Well, think
Listen,
about it like this.
CB,
Well, hold on,
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a
real
question.
quick,
If,
real quick, real
real
quick.
quick, real quick, real quick. Here's the answer. If this is what it takes to bring our overall physicality to the next level, then yes, it's good medicine. But you'd rather have that already being generated in house. I'll end there.
True.
Of course, and I think,
True.
and I want to go back to Kenneth's point. Kenneth says, "Hey, why not go against a B or C?" And I think Mike McDaniel strategically said, "Hey, who is the scrappiest, the most nastiest team that I can find to go against my team to strengthen us?" Because honestly, I think what McDaniel needed to do is put himself in the exact opposite situation. So go from one extreme to the other. If you're considered to be a soft football team, you need to go against somebody who's extremely hard nosed, blue collar, lunch pail, hard hat, comes to practice every day. And who's better than Dan Campbell at that? Like um who's a better leader for grit and determination than a guy like Dan Campbell who exemplifies that and whose team is that? And the city of Detroit is that. So I think that's where McDaniel kind of took the approach of bringing in of going to Detroit. It's like, hey, we go to Detroit, we're on the road, we're facing adversity. We got to go against the toughest football team in the NFL, and we're going to have to figure it out for 3 days. Like, I mean, it don't get
And you
no
know what,
better than
CB?
that.
And you know what, C? And you're absolutely right because we don't know if Coach McDaniel is actually setting it up this way so his team could feel the heat early. So his locker room can gel together. That adversity will make them stronger. And why not go through it during joint practices? Because they already know. I know that they know the media is going to report it. Fans are going to jump on it. We got lopsided
Yep.
yesterday. This guy McDaniel might be sitting back like, yes, this is exactly what I
E- e-
needed my players to hear.
evil genius.
Evil
Evil
genius.
genius,
He's
bro.
breaking them in that locker room to mold them to get
Okay,
together and
let's
fight
not
the
go too
battle
far though,
together.
guys. Listen, it may again. I'm maybe repeating myself. It may be good medicine. It may be a good way to address something that, but it also is an admittance
It's a
of a
coaching
failure.
tactic.
Any coach should be able to instill that in house, and the fact that you can't establish that sort of stuff in house is an admittance to a failure on part of McDaniel
But and
as a
that's
leader of men.
true. And honestly, to be completely honest with you, KB, I do feel like if you can't generate that type of pressure and anxiety for your guys and heat in the kitchen for your guys at practice, then you're failing. But I do think that if you can't generate that, if you can generate it during training camp, that's the best approach coming into the season because training
I
camp is
agree.
a big part.
That
Training camp
that's
is a
why that's
huge part of the beginning of the season and how you go into the season.
that's why I pointed out. That's why I pointed out going against a organization that is trying to get to that A level, not necessarily a C minus D class organization, but a C plus, a B
Hey,
plus
can I say something
organization.
right quick?
That way you can have that and you can still kind of what galvanize and succeed in that instead of just being knocked on your ass and then wondering where to go from there.
Hey, can I say
No, but
something real
I
quick?
feel
Hey,
like
hey,
we've done
CB, let
that.
me say
This is
something.
hold up, just real
Let me
quick,
say
real
something
quick.
right quick.
I'm gonna just
Hey, there's
respond to that
something.
real quick.
Hold
I
on,
just
hold on,
want
hold
to
on.
say, I just want to say real quick. I feel like we've done that. I feel like we've done the B and C, and we haven't really forced ourselves to get outside the box and be dominated by somebody. I feel like we've done the joint practices with teams that are comparable to us,
Hey,
right?
let me say something right quick because I'm looking at the chat. Hey, Ghost, we're cool, bro. I think you're a cool ass dude. But let's keep the insults and the name calling. Let's keep it down, bro. Like that's not
To
cool,
that
right?
to that evil genius part, CB83. I was gonna say before I got kicked out of my own stream, by the way. Um, he's
Ghost is
doing it
cool,
as
bro.
a
But
coaching tactic
don't be
in
talking
a
about
way
people
where
like
he
that
wants
either.
to see how the team reacts, and it's also a teaching point. he's probably going back to Tyreek Hill saying, look at your social media. Look at how we're getting killed. And none of these guys are quitting. They're fighting through practice. And we're getting lopsided. It could also be a teaching point where he's putting Tyreek Hill on the spot. Like, our guys aren't saying they want to leave. Our guys don't want to quit. Our guys don't want to do any of that. So he's structuring mentally, getting Tyreek Hill prepared for a bad time.
I don't have any faith in McDaniel. I know you guys are probably feeling a little bit different. You could say he's doing this, he's doing that. Me, this fan that is not 20 years old.
He's a nerd, bro. He's not gonna run up on you and scare you, dude. He has to do this. And the fact that he's doing this shows that it might work out.
I don't like how he's managing the Waller
I don't want
scenario.
him to be. What I don't like is for him to try to act like something he's not. True.
Exactly.
If he tries to be a bully, it's not gonna work. Look at this new Tua that we're getting. Nobody likes this new fake Tua, so he has to perform. He has
so
to.
This is the thing.
But go ahead. Shout out to Trenton for pulling up.
What's up, Trenton?
Pete, but I think you said it right. And I'm gonna finish right here. I'm not gonna be up here long. I'm gonna just say this. Mike McDaniel is only going to be as good as his coaching staff. Now, Mike McDaniel is a good coach, but he has to have guys on his staff that can be the bad cop and that can generate some pressure for his units. So, I mean, we might say we might not like McDaniel, but I'm sure there's some coaches on that staff that are really good guys.
When you say McDaniel is a good coach, tell me what makes him a good coach.
So is you saying Weaver needs to step up and challenge him more?
I'm starting to think Weaver is the problem.
Go ahead, Stevie. But this is what you got to realize, that the same way players are iron sharpen iron, it's the same thing with coaches. And Mike McDaniel has different coaches in there now, and they're seeing what's going on. The coaches will come in and make suggestions. Say, Mike, we need to change this up. This isn't good enough. Practice isn't hard enough. We aren't fixing things. We need to find a way to make it. We need to put our players in a high pressure situation.
That's the problem, though, CB83. You're giving Mike. You're thinking that Mike has the intelligence to decipher which one of the messages he's getting from his coaches is right. I'm telling you, he's not. I don't think he's a great.
We gotta give
nice
him more
little play
credit
designer.
Hold
on. Now, True Fin Fan, all of a sudden, him having a depleted, injured team makes him not. So make it make sense. Go ahead, True Fin Fan.
Okay, I'll make it make sense. A guy who can't win any challenges, a guy who can't get plays in on time, a guy who
challenges. Do we really care about those challenges that though?
I do, because those are wasted chances for us. You're taking chances.
What if I told you when I see him make those challenges, to me they're extended timeouts?
If you're gonna ask me a question, let me answer it. Don't break me up just because you don't like one thing I said. Go ahead. All right. Why don't I think that he's anything? Number one, tell me one quarterback that he has developed. I'll wait. Number two, tell me what's his record against winning teams. Number three, tell me how he has simplified games for the backup quarterbacks that aren't Tua. Tell me how many challenges he's won. Tell me how many times we haven't had to call timeout because the plays are not in on time and we're going to get a delay of game penalty. Tell me how many times we've seen illegal procedures on this offense. Again, we could go on and on. You guys, and I'm not saying you're wrong. Opinions are opinions. To me, Mike McDaniel is in way over his head. He's not a head coach. Tell me a guy who is our leader, and we got a team that's known as soft. Worldwide, were we known as soft under Brian Flores? I don't think so.
But this is
true. I think it's the positional coaches that are soft now.
Hold on. I'm not done. And here's another thing. What have we seen him evolve in? We're seeing the same plays over and over for the last 4 years. Okay? The same bubble screen, the same short pass. We get stopped. He doesn't have an in-game adjustability bone in his body. So I don't know if I could give you any more, but I think I pretty much hit it on the head. You could disagree with it, but everything I wrote, I said is facts.
Look,
I think you're right, actually.
I agree.
And honestly,
hold on, let Trent talk. What's up, Trent?
So, true fan, I like what you had to say. I've noticed that with Mike McDaniel, that I think he needs to adjust this year, especially because of the simple fact that every time we played good teams and we would get down, like it's almost as if our team doesn't have that resiliency, that bounce back, and you're looking for that resiliency and that bounce back from your coach.
Yes,
But
we are.
I haven't seen that from him.
I
But
mean, either.
my thing is like when I look at what's going on right now, with the fact that they're challenging tough teams in the NFC, like Chicago, who wasn't really that good, but someone that is has that physicality, like Detroit. This is a good chance for us to kind of stiffen what we have right now as far as building that resiliency and that toughness,
Yeah.
finding out where we stand as a team. Then as we go into the season, we can kind of build off of that and building that chemistry. I haven't seen it the last couple of years. Our team would
Right.
get down, and we've lacked resiliency.
We're
That's
down. We're
one thing
down.
that we
Yeah.
need in order to go far and at least win a
We're,
playoff
And,
game this year.
and I feel
yeah.
like, and I
Suckers.
feel, hold up, and I feel like that's a great point, right? And I
Great
feel
points,
like,
Trenton.
I feel like Mike McDaniel, he's always had the type of team that has played from behind. Like we never go out and we never jump on anybody right away, right?
We
And
don't
I
punch
feel like
nobody in the mouth.
we never punch anybody in the mouth. It's always going to be a close game with the Dolphins. Like we got to find a way to generate that resiliency. And when you go against the Detroit and you go against Chicago in joint practices, and your first 3 or 4 games should be like easier games. Like we should handle the Colts coming out of these joint practices and what we faced. We should go into the for game one and just absolutely like demolish them dudes. Like we should put it
Exactly,
on them.
exactly, and that's one
Well,
thing
let me
about
ask
the
you a
Dolphins.
question.
What
Hey,
bothers me is
CB83.
just
So if we're agreeing on everything that Mike McDaniel does wrong and all his shortcomings, why in the hell were you guys arguing with me that he should have played Sealer, a veteran? Isn't that a call from him? And you're
Yeah,
trusting
Maybe
yeah.
him?
you didn't
But see,
understand.
but this is the thing.
Maybe
This
I
is
didn't.
why.
Maybe I
This
didn't
is why I
understand. You're
had this.
right.
But this is why I had the Steeler take. It's because, bro, it does not matter. You can give guys rest all you want to. If they're gonna get hurt, they're gonna get hurt. It just is what it
Facts,
is, bro.
CB.
It's the
Facts,
nature
CB.
of the game. It
Okay.
don't matter if you let them sit out one day. That don't make a difference.
And
It really
and
don't
and
make a
and
difference.
and also the main point that was crucial right there, CB. But the main point, True Fin Fan, on why you really had to play Sealer, he walks around that hall room with a C on his chest. We got lopsided yesterday in practice, and you're gonna make your captain sit out like we did something good? No, he gets a rest day off. If we would have beat them up, we got beat up. Go out there and go to war with your
Okay.
guys
I see.
together.
I see your
Honest,
point.
Come on.
I see your
honestly,
point.
honestly, I think that is a testament to the young D tackles that we have. The fact that Mike is comfortable enough to sit Zealer and let these young guys get more reps says a lot about the young guys that we have coming up. They need more reps. So I feel like that's a testament to the young D tackles that we
Could
get.
be. That could be.
Hey,
well
and
right
We're
and
now.
gonna
Our
see. We're
team is
and I
we
being
agree
we
built
with
through the
that too, though.
fire.
I
Our
agree with that
team
too.
Our
Yeah.
team is being pretty much built through the fire. I honestly think we're going to have a good year this year. Right now, we're having all these reports about the Dolphins getting humbled and whatnot throughout training camp, but I think we're going to be okay. I really expect a good year this year, and
I hope
just
you're right.
that's just me being optimistic, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you guys can probably see or say something different, but this year I think is going to be a really good year just
I
because of
I
the
know.
fact that we're practicing
God
against
bless
really
you.
good teams.
Thank you.
I
Sorry.
know what I know why you're saying that, Trenton, because you
No,
feel bad
hey,
for our team, bro. They're getting beat down. They're
Well,
getting
I
beat
mean, but
down,
that's
and
the
we feel
thing. They're
bad. Like
getting
they
beat
shouldn't be going through
down
that. But
right now,
it is what it
but
is.
this is the right time to get beat down to find your resolve and to find out where you're weak at. So that way, when you go up against good teams in the regular season, you have your starters. Hopefully, everyone that we need
good
is
point.
healthy. That way, we can
You
challenge
got a
them
good
better.
point. I gotta agree with that one. You got a good point. If there's a time for
Hey,
us to find out
he's
who
got a
we are,
great point.
yeah, yeah.
Great point.
Great, yeah.
Because if we continually
Time is
practice
now.
against
You're right.
bad teams,
You're right.
how are we going to
You
get
know why
better?
that statement is kind of bad though, True Fin Fan? You
Why
should
is
have
that?
found out who your team was last year.
But
You
that's
can't go now and start
No,
changing
hey,
rosters.
P,
You
every
can't
year
just
your
start
team
changing
changes
things
though.
Mm,
now.
Every year
This
your
isn't the
team
time
you're
for
changes.
that.
positive.
This is the time to realize what you changed is it coming to fruition and working in front of us. And right now, based on practice reports, we're 0-3, guys. And I'm not including the preseason loss because it was a tie. So we're 0-3.
So are we
Okay.
having these joint practices for the
Hey
rest of
Liz,
the
thank you for coming
like
up. What's
next
up,
week as
Joe?
well? We have joint practices next week too.
Yeah, we have a
I
joint
believe
practice
so,
next
yeah.
week with the Jags.
So let me ask this then: why is McDaniel up there saying we don't want to introduce Waller on a joint practice when that's basically the rest of the preseason? This means we're rolling into the regular season with our tight end one, not even seeing a preseason rep against somebody
And
else.
I'm so happy
And
you
I
brought
brought
up that guy's name.
that up last stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought he meant like, okay, after they get back from Chicago, they'll work him in, right? But I didn't realize we were going straight to Detroit joint practices and then straight to the Jaguars joint practices. This guy's gonna miss everything.
That's not
Shout
good.
out MCJB pulling up. What's up,
Hey,
Liz?
Pete. In the chat,
That's why.
Joe Kerr says that Craycraft was taken by the Commanders.
Yeah.
River Craycraft got picked up by the Commanders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got a nice player. That's for sure.
That's another thing. That's another reason why Greer isn't that good. They hyped up River Craycraft. He's good enough to be the bar. So now you're looking for wide receivers that are better than River Craycraft, who knows the scheme to a T. And you're letting these guys go that know the scheme without players behind them that have proved that they're better than that. We're not building. We're gambling.
Hey,
what's up, MCJB?
Hey, Pete?
He's not going to play at Washington, though. He's not. He may get like a minute. And that's when the fourth quarter happens. It's 42-3 or some shit like that. He's not going to play.
He's
not going to start for Washington. So it really,
he'll score against us in Spain.
It don't matter though. Like he's not going to play. I think that was a dumb pickup. But anyways.
Hey, Pete, I got a few questions. One is about Wilson. Didn't the Dolphins have Wilson before and then they cut him or something? Let him go?
Which Wilson? There's Albert Wilson?
No.
You're probably mixing him up with Mike White.
Oh, mixing him up with
No.
Mike White.
We never had Zach Wilson. Yeah, we just got
and then the second one.
Backup quarterback. Liz, Zach Wilson is the best quarterback on the team as of today.
You asking me, Miss Liz, or someone else?
I'm asking anybody that knows.
Oh, I heard JB. I'm sorry, my bad.
And then the second one was about Craycraft. I might be mixing, but I think that we had Craycraft at one point.
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah.
That's
why I was saying he should have been the bar.
I think that's kind of stupid.
Yeah. I always used to confuse him with Barrios. So I think we had both at one point.
Hard to keep track of older players.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
But I want to talk about this Darren Waller stuff because it's true what you said, Joe Riss. I agree, bro. We can't be going into the season with no Waller getting no preseason. Who does this guy think he is? He's going to come in and just be a star?
So that's kind of
preseason.
That's kind of letting me know. That's kind of letting me know that Waller might not be lining up at tight end. He might be split. He gonna be at tight end, but he gonna be split out, and he might not even line up in a traditional tight end set.
I'm starting to get the feel we might not even see Waddle suit up.
I had a question. I wonder if Mike McDaniel
will he even make the roster?
You see OBJ wants to come back?
What happened, MC?
No, I was just checking my mic, but I did have a question, but he asked first. Go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was pointless banter about OBJ. Go ahead.
So I wonder, did Mike McDaniel bring Darren Waller in as a blocking tight end or an actual catching tight end? Like he's gonna catch the ball and get touchdowns.
Waller needs to be the Gronkowski to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Tom Brady. Come out of retirement.
You know damn well that ain't happening.
Right, but knowing Darren Waller
be our Gronkowski.
Knowing Darren Waller's game, he's coming over here as a pass catcher and not a blocker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's his game.
He needs to be dominant.
Like Gesicki round 2.
He needs to be dominant. It ain't just
exactly Mike Gesicki round 2.
We need him to have about 75 catches if we're going to mean talking business. If we're talking about doing something and winning, Darren Waller has to produce those type of numbers this season for us. 75 catches, almost 1,000 yards. He's the guy that needs to have 12 plus touchdowns. We
You know
need
that
one of
ain't
these weapons
happening.
to have 10 plus touchdowns.
Pete, you know damn well that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Well,
Oh
if
my
we gonna,
God. You
if we potentially trying to move on from Tyreek, then you are correct, Pete.
No, and that, buddy, if we don't have no Tyreek, I think Waller's going on IR purposely. He
Oh man.
needs Tyreek to open up the field for him.
What if
If
this
we're
whole
gonna,
Waller thing was just get us off the case about Jonnu for like a few weeks or a few months? 'Cause that's what happened. We let the whole Jonnu thing go because we made this mysterious splash about Waller.
that was. I thought Waller, because you don't remember when
Cover
we
up.
signed Waller, what they told us? Remember? Oh, they showed us clips. Darren Waller, he's in his best shape of his life. He's ready to go. He's unretired. He got back the love of football. That's why I said, bro, I shouldn't even be buying into this Rob Darren Waller hype, because once you retire, you already lost the love of the game. You've made that decision. Once you're in that period in your mind where you're retiring or you're thinking it, you're already retired mentally.
Hey, technically, Jalen
Mentally, you're
Phillips
retired.
retired in college.
Is it just me or Pete? You got static in your mic. Is it? It may be just me though.
You got static in
It
your
sounds
mic
like
too.
you.
Is it me?
Yeah, I think it's you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, he already retired, bro. The
Yeah, you
man
remember
already
Jalen
retired.
Phillips retired in college and then
Yeah, Jalen.
unretired?
Yep. And then he unretired. What was it? It was concussion, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
headshots.
Yeah, that's another. I'm gonna tell you right now, Joe Riz, when they gave us that depth chart and we went live up here, I know you heard me. I think you were up here on the panel with me. They labeled we pretty much run a 4.
They
Yeah,
put him
yeah.
as
It's
outside linebacker.
and he's not the best outside linebacker, bro. I promise. I know what it's all in
When I see
reports.
outside linebacker,
Willie Gay is
coverage.
going to take Jalen Phillips' spot if that's the way we run a base defense. Willie Gay is better than Jalen Phillips
Well,
at
Pete,
that outside linebacker position.
I think we running a hybrid 4-3, which like Jalen Phillips and Chop, they're gonna be defensive ends / linebackers. They're gonna be adjustable on them two sides. That's what I believe.
You know what? Can you go on mute real quick, Kenna?
Phillips all day.
Thank you, Kenna. Well, this is what I believe, and I agree with. But this is what I think. We're gonna be one-dimensional, bro. When it's obvious pass downs, and the defense is blitzing based off that hybrid nickel, he's gonna be in there to rush the passer. When we're worried on nickel to cover someone, we're gonna substitute and put Willie Gay up there. Willie Gay is just overall, to me, a better player to put at his natural position than to try to test this guy out in coverage at that position. We know Jalen Phillips can't be a coverage linebacker. It ain't
Mic
in
check.
him.
Mic check.
You sound perfectly clear, MC.
That's
To me, he can't cover. So why we're putting him in there? Oh no, he's the rushing outside linebacker. Then he ain't got a job. Say he's the backup defensive end behind Chubb and Chop Robinson. Don't be embarrassed. It's his 5th year. He needs to prove it. He ain't back off that injury. Y'all forcing him to be in a spot just to make him say they're forcing it. I'm telling you, I'm that position they put him in, outside linebacker on that hybrid nickel defense. I'm sorry, that's more like a 4-3 out of position linebacker that's going to be out of position. That's just the way I feel. He ain't going to be able to get no cover, no running back.
That's what I'm saying, man. If you see him in like an obvious coverage, position, you're throwing on him all day. What is he going to cover?
Drake,
a wheel route on a running back?
Bro, he's gonna. You know what Daniel Jones is gonna do week 1, Joe Riss? I can already see it, dude. Oh, line up to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 3. Oh, we're not even gonna run it. We're gonna show them pass. He's gonna move Jonathan Taylor in motion, and he's gonna utilize his skill set on Jalen Phillips. It's
I
crazy.
mean,
Easy first down.
Pete, to me, they just had an awkward way of displaying the depth chart.
Yeah,
I think it's really going to be more of like a 3-player rotation on the edges than what they're listing on that depth chart.
I think they were embarrassed to not put Jalen Phillips as a starter on that paper, so they forced them on a position.
We'll see who gets the captain.
Wait, Pete, Daniel Jones is on the Colts now? Or are we talking about something different?
Yeah, are we playing Daniel Jones, or is it going to be Richardson?
Wait, hold on. Tell me. I thought so. Anthony Richardson is not playing.
Unless
it's a quarterback competition. It's a quarterback competition. He's back at practice, Joe.
Oh, he's healthy. Okay.
Well, Anthony Richardson still got the starting job.
I thought he fucked up his.
I was about to say Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he did hurt himself, but they not giving away the starting job until he loses.
Gotcha.
10-4. Thank you.
Do you think it makes a difference for who we play? The result of the game.
Shout out to True Talk. I was just about to put that question on the panel right now. So
I think it does. I think it does.
Yeah, Pete, I came up here to ask that question. Who do y'all think those 5 players are that McDaniel?
If they start Daniel Jones, I think we'll have more trouble with Daniel Jones than Richardson.
I think we're gonna have trouble with both, but I agree. I'm more worried about Daniel Jones than I am Anthony Richardson. I totally agree with that. Go ahead, True Talk.
Hey,
True Talk has a question.
What's it called? I only got like 2 minutes that I could be up here, but so look, McDaniel came out in a press conference today and said that there were 5 players last year that accumulated for more than half of the team's internal fines. Who do you guys think? Who do you guys think those 5 players were? I think the 5 honestly were Poyer. I think it was Ramsey. I think it was Hill. I think it was Holland. And I think it was let me see. I wrote another one. And it was Tua. Tua was the other one. That is who I think the 5 players were that had their 5 internal fines that McDaniel was talking about.
You know what's crazy? Go ahead, because I'm gonna tell y'all what's crazy if y'all got players to name on here.
I don't think we'll ever know.
I think
the
it
reality,
was those 5.
And if it was those 5, you named 4 guys on that defense. That means they don't like Weaver.
No, he named guys that are gone.
I named 3 on the defense. I named 3. I named Ramsey, Holland, and Poyer on the defense. And I named Tua and Tyreek on the offense.
All 3 of those guys. Weaver lost the damn defense all by himself.
And all 3 of them are gone.
That guy couldn't instill a positive mindset onto these players where they turned around and walked on Weaver. Let's not only blame McDaniel. Oh, they left on McDaniel. No, they also walked on Weaver. These were the guys on defense.
For sure.
So we can.
Calais Campbell didn't even want to finish the season with Anthony Weaver, dude.
Was Campbell last year? Campbell was last year or the year before?
Yeah. Calais Campbell was last year.
He's playing in Arizona this year.
He didn't pick the Dolphins because of Anthony Weaver. True Talk. Unbelievable to me. Nobody wants to be everybody. Oh, he's the next head coach. This man losing players left and right. All his players were coming in late to the meetings. Nobody respects Anthony Weaver, and they respect Mike McDaniel, and they don't respect Mike McDaniel. So you think they're gonna respect Anthony Weaver? Where did they do that at?
Hey, Pete, did you see what Poyer said yesterday? What Jordan Poyer said?
I know, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? So what's it called? He was on Instagram and he gave away like a Bills jersey to some random kid, and somebody in his comments was like, "Oh, why didn't you give the kid a Dolphins jersey?" And then he commented it saying, I don't even want my Dolphins jersey.
Who said that?
Jordan Poyer.
That is crazy.
I told y'all. Poyer did that. We should have beat the Bills. That cheating, lying, scumbag Jordan Poyer. You know that? He did that penalty versus the Bills on purpose so Josh Allen could beat us. That's why we lost that game. We should have beat the Bills that game, and he literally helped this boy out by hitting Keon Coleman illegally, almost like a helmet-to-helmet hit right before. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He helped Josh Allen out. He knew that penalty was going to be called.
Hey, guys. Hey, Pete. Hey, screw Jordan Poyer. Like, I wish I was a GM, dude. I would have punched that dude in his face.
Straight
Like
up, Trenton.
I would have taken that dude's paycheck, and I would just cut him, and I would have made sure that he didn't get a paycheck that year.
I'm telling you, I think Poyer was getting fines too. I think he's mad that
Why
we were
didn't we?
fining him for showing
Why
up late.
didn't you know how I know this locker room ain't it? Why didn't we bench Jordan Poyer for a few games and put him in the doghouse after that? The Buffalo
yeah.
Bills are an important team to beat for this squad.
So who do you really blame for that? Greer, McDonald, or Poyer? Because one of them had to bring him in.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Kenna. It's Greer, but then next is Anthony Weaver. How do you trust Poyer in that situation late in the game to be out there knowing that he's already said his heart is in Buffalo?
And Pete, not only that, if it's Hearts in Buffalo, it's also the fact that Poyer allegedly was showing up late for meetings, if he even showed up at all. He was showing up late for practices, and you're going to award the guy by putting him into a situation where it's a must-win type of thing, and you put him into that
Bro,
situation?
I'm pretty sure, True Talk, if you go into Jordan Poyer's burner phone, he sent the game plan of the defense to Josh Allen. Just like that college kid did last season and sent it to his friend on the other team. That's what these guys probably do, low key. Jordan Poyer never got bought in. Matter of fact, in his first interview, he dissed everyone in the building, and he's allowed to walk in and get an easy start. He called us soft. Wasn't he one of the guys that said this team was soft last year when we first brought him in on his first interview? Or am
Yeah,
I
that's what he
mistaken?
said. No, that him and Jordan Brooks were the first ones that said this team was soft. Of the new people, they both said it.
The
But
man
Brooks,
called us soft, walked in the building, and had no safety competition. Positions
hey,
are
but
always given.
Brooks. I mean, in my opinion, Brooks kind of proved that he's not soft. You feel me? He's trying to change.
Listen,
Brooks
True
is trying to
Talk.
change it.
People that were up here and I was disagreeing with them, I'm taking it back, bro. The Patriots are really doing something special, and it's no joke. I don't know if you guys are aware. They gave Cal Duggar a contract last season. Guess where Cal Duggar is on that depth chart today? He is a backup safety, okay? They have a rookie and another guy playing at that position, and Mike Vrabel called those guys out. He says they're playing better at the position. He has to play better. Number one, Jabril Peppers has the other spot. So, I mean, Mike Vrabel, this is the problem. That's the difference right there. Did y'all not hear what I just said? They paid Kyle Duggar a contract last year, and he's a backup safety this year with a new coach in the building, dude. Shout out to Delusional Patriot fan for confirming what I just said for anybody that didn't even believe me. We got a Patriot fan confirming it.
Hey, hold up. Did I just hear you say what I've been saying for months about the Patriots?
You know, I agree. I've been arguing with you for months that it's going to take time and don't believe in the hype in year one.
You're on point right
but
now.
You know what?
Yeah. You're on
But
point.
you know what? This might be the team. The Patriots could easily turn out to be like the Commanders were last year. You know, from dumpster fire to amazing in one season. Let Drake May get a real. If the Patriots trade for Tyreek Hill, expect everyone to sit here and start saying the Patriots are going to win the AFC East. That's how dominant and how much of a culture shock Mike Vrabel has brought to the New England Patriots.
I
That
hope
means
they're
a
not
lot,
that
bro.
stupid to do that, though.
I don't know. That's what you might have to do when you got a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal, Liz. You don't just leave cap space available. If you got the credit to use it, use it. And they can trade
Yeah,
for
but
Tyreek Hill.
not to a team that is in the division, though. I mean, like close in the division. Like I would say the Jets, the Patriots,
I know.
and
But here's the issue, Liz. This is the
the
issue.
other one.
If let's say because the 49ers
Both.
are a team, it's the Patriots and 49ers reports are that are the hottest teams to trade for Tyreek Hill. That's the report that I read. And honestly,
Well, then
if the
49ers.
if we trade them to the 49ers, we might, for example, get a first round and a third round pick. 2 picks, a first and a third. That's okay. But if we trade them in the division to the Patriots might have to pay that 2 first round draft pick tag because they're in the division list. So I'd rather trade them to the Patriots, let them get some hope Let them sell their little rookie quarterback, Drake May, and in return, we get 2 first-rounders for them. But I do know that does make them a scarier team based on what they have going on. They'll have
Exactly.
weapons.
You don't
They'll
want to
have
build up
they'll
the
have
teams
Stephon
around you.
Diggs. Because I don't really trust Stephon Diggs over there by himself. But if you add Tyreek Hill to that, now Stephon Diggs does become a little bit more scarier. Now they also have Ramondre Stevenson, who they paid last season. They added Travion Henderson, the rookie that they got this year. That offense can go from concerning to explosive overnight for Drake May. And they invested in that offensive line. This is us Dolphin fans, where we start looking around, we're realizing how bad of a job our team is actually doing. When you start looking around some of the other teams, we are so behind on this rebuild. We should have been rebuilding. We should have been headed for that rebuild. The moment Brian Flores called it out, it should have rung a bell.
Yeah.
That's why I brought up the Commanders yesterday. They just started their rebuild how many years ago, and they already don't won a playoff game.
Didn't they win 2? Isn't Daniel Jones? No, he won 1, right? Jaden Daniels? He won 1 or 2?
And I think it was 2. I think it was 2. But we know 1 for sure.
Yeah. Joe Dirt in the chat says Zach Wilson looked athletic. If Tua goes down, Zach gets his second chance, which we all value. I'm telling you right now, Joe Dirt, that's people don't want to talk about it.
Zach
but we
Wilson,
saw how
I'm on that train. Zach Wilson and Ollie
thing.
Gordon. Give me that. Give me that as our offense.
No, I want to see that with our offense. Exactly. That's a good point, Joe. Ollie Gordon, Zach Wilson, A-Chain.
Yeah. I just got the all 22 too. So I'm gonna really dig into that. But from what I've seen so far in the all 22, I'm still going with Ollie Gordon, yo. I might be so much on Ollie Gordon that I'm willing to trade A-Chain.
What's one?
Hey,
I know it's early as shit, but I'm on the train too.
Hey Pete,
it's actually not early. I'm telling you right now, I'd rather trade A-Chain too. I'll be willing to trade A-Chain for a cornerback right now. I'll trade A-Chain to the Steelers if they want. Give me JC Porter Jr., Joey Porter Jr.
Hey Pete, Joe Dirt said something good in the chat about if Skyler wins for the team he's on, are we going to be mad? Yeah, because he could have done that here.
Wow, that's Joe Dirt. That's a little stretching it right there. Where if Skyler wins a playoff game for Steelers, will we be mad at Skyler? I'm gonna tell you right now, Joe.
It's 2 different
I was
teams.
trying to talk about it. No, but it's not. Skylar Thompson. I was trying to see if people understand what I was saying yesterday. But in my opinion, what Skylar Thompson did in that first preseason game, they went out, bro. Jalen Ramsey's over there, Jonnu. A lot of ex-Dolphins, like they went out and said, Skyler, go have the rest of this game. Go perform and make your ex-team look like idiots. They went out and thought Zach Wilson was going to be a top-flight backup quarterback, and they gave up on you, dude? No, go out and show them. And now their backup quarterbacks have to perform. And when we look at backup quarterbacks, unfortunately, Skylar Thompson looked like the best guy in this preseason. Mike White didn't look bad either.
I'm still going with Zach over Skylar.
I think Skylar Thompson playing that good in preseason has put more pressure on our backups to perform better. I believe that. And another thing I believe, Skylar Thompson is going to be in this league a lot longer than Tua is. Whether that him be a backup, look, I already proved it. I told everybody, oh, y'all want to try Skylar? When Skylar gets cut, you had idiots in this community saying, oh, Skylar Thompson is going to go work at Home Depot and Walmart when he gets cut. When Skylar Thompson gets cut out of the Dolphins, he's going to be serving your gas and pumping your gas for you. No, that man got cut, waived, Pittsburgh picked him up. Fellas, Tua might not live to see another team. He might not. He might not even see another team. The reality is, And I said it yesterday, and I mean it. I don't think Tua Tagovailoa, I don't think Donnie in a Dolphins uniform is going to get another victory for us. I hope y'all are aware of that. I don't think Tua is going to get another win for us in a Dolphins jersey. And I mean it. The guy's going to go 0-3, and when he loses to Buffalo, he's either going to play hurt or he's going to get benched. Period. But this, he will no longer get another victory under. I don't see it. I don't
So
see it. Not how practices have been. I'm sorry.
this is what I always said about Zach. We know he struggled between the ears, and if Mike McDaniel can make Tua look good, I don't see why he can't make Zach look good. So the real question is, will Zach get a fair shot?
He might win comeback player of the year. I really think that. The man might win comeback player of the year. Tua is going to go down. Adam Schefter, bro, you know how embarrassing that is? A year after paying. Imagine looking at NFL Network as, let's say, Stephen Ross, and you just brought in Zach Wilson to your team, and you're tuning in to see what they're going to say about your team, and Adam Schefter goes out and says, oh, it's a good signing by the Miami Dolphins. We know he'll get his revenge game versus the Jets at some point this season. How, bro? Adam Schefter's already telling everyone this man is going to play this season because what does that mean? Tua's going to get hurt. Tua's going to get hurt. The only people that don't like it and are going to be like, oh, Pete, don't say Tua's going to get hurt. That's bad. That's foul. It's these Tuaneers that are mad. Everyone else is saying it. ESPN, NFL Network, Adam Schefter. It's the reality that we live in.
I came up here, back up here, to respond to the discussion between who's that, Kenna and Joe about Ollie Gordon. Like both of y'all, I see the dynamism. I see the frame, right? I see the ability, right? And I think both of you are correct in seeing, the potential of that guy. I will tell you, we'll warn you here, though. We'll warn you here. As a rookie running back coming into this league, despite that frame, despite that first step that he has, I agree with everything you said about potential and ability, but he's going to need to get stronger. That body's going to need to get stronger to survive the kind of football a guy like that's going to have to play. He's going to absorb a lot of contact.
Man, you know what's crazy, KP?
True.
Maybe because A-Chain is so small, when Ollie Gordon got in the game, I was like, ooh, look at that big boy. That man looks
Ollie
huge.
Gordon is the truth, but he's going to have to go on a Derrick Henry type regimen to chisel his body out to survive.
So
go ahead.
So we was so I had looked a little bit of the all 22 with Ollie Gordon, and what got me so much on this kid is his vision as a rookie already.
Yeah, he's got the skills. He got the goods. Yes, sir.
Yes, that's the main thing that I'm harping on with him. Now, the fact that he is good at the putting the foot in the ground and going downhill, he's good at that. But like I said, man, I like his vision as a rookie already, and that will help a lot for the offensive line that we know has a little bit of trouble in that department.
Listen, I don't want to go too crazy on what I'm seeing from him, but he reminds me of a young Terrell Davis. And listen, if he really tops off his talent, you're looking at a Eric Dickerson type talent. I'm not saying he's going to become an Eric Dickerson, who's one of the all-time great top 10 rushers ever in the league, but he's got that frame. He's got that vision.
You talking about Ollie Gordon?
I'm talking about his potential. I'm not talking about what he's going to do. I'm talking about potential only. I'm not saying he's going to reach that potential because, I see some red flags in other areas, right? What I am seeing, and that's why I came up to point out those red flags. And red flag number one is his body. I don't know how well he's taking care of his body in terms of muscularity and just making that body hard to absorb the kind of contact he's going to be able to absorb. He's a big target. He's going to take some punishment. I want to see if he's going to survive all that. That's all I'm saying.
No, I understand your point. I
How'd
completely
y'all joint
understand your
practice
point.
go?
Oh man, I mean, you really want to talk about it? It went terrible, dude. But
Oh.
some will tell you it was good. But I'm removing everything I heard on 7-on-7s because after
Yeah,
seven on
7-on-7s
sevens,
don't count. Who the
thank you,
fuck goes?
Tri
Whoever
State,
goes up 7-on-7s, bro, they don't know football. I'm sorry. 7-on-7
You
is
just told
designed for the offense. The offense has the advantage in a 7-on-7.
bro. They were up here talking about Waddle is cooking, doing this, and I go to read the report on a 7-on-7. The man caught a bubble screen and scored.
Wow.
Like, yeah, they're blowing that
Wow.
up like we did something. Then you go on 11-on-11 period. One of the Detroit Lion beat writers reported this. In 64 minutes of him watching practice on 11-on-11s, the Dolphins were only able to do three things: two bubble screens and one slant with the starters. Tua. That's all he was able to do in 64 minutes of practice. That's all he can say that the Dolphins did on 11-on-11s, bro. Two bubble screens and one slant.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's the bro. We're 0. This team is 0-3 when it comes to joint practices. 0-3. That's how the season feels already right now. We are 0-3, bro. Mind you, how do you feel if your team, the Panthers, got beat up by the Browns, let's say, in joint practice, and the next day when it's back to go return to joint practice, J.C. Horn is out with a baseball cap on. Derek Brown gets in basketball shorts with a hoop hat on. How would you feel after hearing your team got beat down the day prior? Some guys the next day are taking days off.
Well, taking the days off is crazy. Like there's no injury at all. They're just not participating.
Not participating, bro.
So that's
And it's a
bad.
captain of, and it's one of the guys that just got paid, Zach Sealer. What type of leadership is this guy showing, bro? That's terrible. It's your guy. You're the one always talking about that guy, Zach Sealer, how much you like him for our team. And he did it to us, Tri-State.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
It's unbelievable. The guy takes the day off when you need him most. Never heard of a vet rest? Look, Buffalo fan is loving that. The Buffalo fan is loving that. Never heard of a vet rest? That ain't no vet rest. That's vet taking advantage of not being out there as an excuse to say he wasn't part of that beatdown the second day. He let his guys go in there by himself and suffer this meltdown today. He didn't help. Isn't he supposed to help the
That's bad.
linebackers behind him? He didn't help. He didn't help. He didn't make the linebackers behind him a little better today. He didn't help the secondary today look a little bit better. He gave in. We could say he quit. He quit on the team. Where's that energy at? Where's that energy at? He quit on us. They'll say Tyreek quit. This man quit in joint practice. A quit is a quit. It don't mean regardless of how you see it. He quit. He should have never had that energy. That even if Mike McDaniel walked up to him and said, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a vet rest," we should have heard a report that Zach Sealer barked at Mike McDaniel. We should have heard a report that Zach Sealer came out and was mad. Zach Sealer should have dressed up in full pads.
Yeah, but it's also a thing where it's like you're protecting your investment, right? You know.
Protecting the investment. So now you're scared. What about protecting the investment on Bradley Chubb, Tri-State? He's more injury prone than Tua, some say. What about protecting your investment in Tua? Protecting your investment on Jalen Phillips?
I mean, Jalen Phillips he's in a contract year, isn't he?
He's on his 5th-year contract. It's cheaper to cut him than it is to keep him. I'll tell you that much.
Keep him, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You might as well get rid of him. That's another guy that lost his position. He might be in a position battle with Willie Gay. He's lost it. He's lost it. The Ghost one. What's going on with the camp over there? I can't wait to face you guys week 5. I could be talking
Well,
all
we
this
just had
bad
a
right
really
now, but
good.
I
We
just
just
still
had.
feel like
I
you
feel
guys.
like we just had a really good day against the Texans. A lot of people are reporting that we didn't have J.C. Horn out there, and the offense, their first team offense, barely looked better than our first team defense without J.C. Horn. So I'll take that. Bryce threw a few touchdowns. He threw one pick, but it is what it is. We got C.J. Stroud on a pick. We sacked him a few times, so I'll take it. No injuries, so I'll take it. I think staying healthy is the most important thing.
And that's actually good, testing your secondary behind J.C. Horn. You know, J.C. Horn just signed a contract
Yeah.
last year, didn't he?
Yep.
And he's a
No, this
little
past
injury.
offseason,
He
yeah.
has his injury concerns too. Yeah, a cornerback sitting out that's actually helpful, but not a defensive
He
lineman,
actually
dude.
got in a car accident like a week and a half ago. He had to get 8 stitches in his hand, which is fucking wild.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he tweeted out that he was good or on Instagram or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. He had to get 8 stitches in his left hand.
Yeah, that was wild. Wow. Fight broke out today in practice. Our guys have some grit. You guys are
Don't tell me
showing
your
some
team.
grit.
Don't tell me the players were fighting themselves again.
Oh no, not themselves. I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
read that report. I don't know. Maybe they did. I didn't read that report though. But reports are Jamison Williams and the safety that we just got. Oh, didn't we get Afalu from Detroit? Wow. Yeah, he did come from Detroit. Him and Jamison Williams were in a little scuffle in a little fight today.
Huh.
Follow is out for the season with a torn tricep today.
He went out today? The safety?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's the guy that I heard the report that he tore a bicep or tricep, a follow, or maybe there's some. But I know somebody's out for the season with a torn
Oh no,
bicep.
I think you're talking about Afidi, the lineman
There
that
you go. Okay.
he went
Okay.
on IR. Yeah. He went on IR. We replaced him with another offensive lineman already. He was a camp body.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people had a lot of hopes on him. He's a former first rounder. There was a lot of hope when we got him. A lot of people said Greer was cooking. That man came here, saw the team, twisted his ankle, and landed on IR on purpose, bro. Yeah, bro.
I'm gonna have an easy year. I'm gonna get hurt on purpose. Yeah.
Using us, bro. Workers' comp.
Yeah.
But am I the only one that's hearing this and like that thinks Taj Washington could potentially be better than Malik Washington for us? Like I think if they swap roles, Malik might be better in that role.
I don't know.
Taj.
I like both of them, but I like Taj a little more.
Exactly. I like Taj a little more. He's more like Malik is starting to look like a out of shape receiver. He's bulking up a little bit too much for his body. Taj looks like he's slimmer, quicker, and he's definitely a better route runner. I could trust him. Malik just fumbled, bro. The man is going to fumble. Talking about the Texans got a rookie running back that they drafted. I forgot his name. That man has never fumbled in his career. Not high school. They said it in the game. Not high school or in college.
Well,
our guys are fumbling.
That'll happen next practice now that we mentioned it.
No, he was a Texans rookie running back. The biggest play today for us was a Zach Wilson throw, by the way. Like I want y'all to go on David Furones on his Twitter feed and look how many times he says, wow, Jared Goff. Wow, what a big play. We don't get a wow when it comes to us. The only time he says something amazing was holy bleep, D. Eskridge with a highlight reel worthy touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone, mossing DJ Reed. Dolphins sideline erupts. Zach Wilson had that sideline erupting today for us, guys. And DJ Reed is a top corner. He was the Jets corner that was lined up next to Sauce when they had the number one corners in the league. DJ Reed is now in Detroit. And D. Eskridge mossed them at the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. That was the biggest play. That was the biggest play. I mean, I don't know if we're in trouble. That's why I'm pointing that play out. That was a Zach Wilson play. It seems like that's the hope right there, to me at least. That's where the hope lies.
Nah.
0-3.
The hope lies in us playing healthy and being able to run the ball. If we could do that, we'll have a better season than what I thought. But if we go and do what I think we do, what we've all seen us do for the last 3 years, it'll be a bad season.
It's true what True Fin Fan said. This is the quote that Mike McDaniel said. He goes, 5 players on the 2024 roster accounted for half of the team's internal fines for lateness and other hindrances. Many players have also stopped tolerating players arriving late to practice and or meetings going into the 2025 season. Saying like there's a culture change now.
There we go. That gives me. Yeah.
But this is what I don't get. Why doesn't he name? He says many players have stopped tolerating players arriving late to practice. Why don't you give us those players' names that stop tolerating players arriving late to practice? Who's those guys that really care? He's hiding that.
Well, if we're going to find anything positive at all, I like that you just said. That players themselves are calling each other out. Hey, man, why the fuck are you late? No. We're trying to do something here. This ain't the same old Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Even if the outcome ends up being the same, we're sorry, whatever you want to, but at least give me the intentions of change. Give me the intentions of realizing that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting another result. Give me that.
You know what Tyreek Hill just said on Snapchat?
That he wants out.
This man.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He wants out.
You're lying.
No, he didn't say that.
Oh.
This man, hey, Tyreek Hill he's the GOAT, bro. This man said, I'm so locked in this year, I might go for 3,500 yards.
Oh, Lord.
Shut the fuck up.
He said he's so locked in this year, he might go for 3,500 yards. Hey, could he be everything? Could he be a 1,500-yard rusher? And
yes, he can, but I'm going to tell you.
God.
No. I'm going to tell you.
2,000-yard receiver and a 1,500-yard rusher.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you what he's doing. What he's doing is this is called the rehearsal for other teams when they trade him. That's all that is. His agent is telling him, act like you're locked in so you can get another deal. Because right now, you're gonna find yourself not getting another big deal. Because you're off the field antics and your on field antics. So to me, this is nothing but an acting job by Tyreek and his what do you call it? His agent.
Ooh. You know what? Everyone wants to joke and dog and say fire everyone. But how come nobody talks about what I'm about to talk about? How come nobody brings this up? Mike McDaniel on his presser today, he just, you know what? Mike McDaniel really drops, and you know what he dropped? Mike McDaniel says, why aren't people talking about the 6-2 record to close out the 2024 season? No one brings the turnaround that no one brings that up. This man said no one is talking about a 6-2 turnaround because no one talks about teams that don't make the playoffs. That's been for our team. We ended on a 6-2 run. And I haven't heard not one Dolphin fan all off season mention that once. Not even these flip-flopping two-and-ears try to sell their fan base a hope. Guys, don't panic. Don't listen to these Tua haters. We went 6-2 to end the season. The future looks bright. We just need to correct a few issues. A 6-2 record to end the season, that's pretty good, bro. That's not fake. Think about it. 6-2 to end the season for the Miami Dolphins. I haven't heard that stat not one time. Nowhere.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
You would like that's crazy. How does a team end 6-2, barely miss the playoffs, literally go in the next offseason, and they're talking about you like you're the worst team in the league? There's no hope. The media's blasting our coach, blasting how Tyreek Hill wants out. Like they're just waiting for this team's downfall. Waiting. Oh, NFL.com has an article. I wonder who they're going to pick on us to be a first-time Pro Bowler. Who do y'all think is going to be a first-time Pro Bowler on the Dolphins this upcoming season? I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's probably going to be Zach Wilson. Let's see who the NFL.com pick. Zach
Probably
Wilson could
Chop
be a pro.
Robinson. Probably Chop Robinson.
Bro, Chop Robinson has looked really bad. He has looked really bad. And you know what? You nailed it. That's exactly who they picked to be a first-time Pro Bowler for
I
the
bet.
Miami Dolphins.
Why? Because he has superstar potential.
That is
Who'd they
superstar
put for the
potential.
Panthers?
Bro, today in practice, he got mauled by Penei Sewell. And before you give me, oh, that's Penei Sewell, this is supposed to be Chop Robinson too. He was compared to Micah Parsons. Yesterday in practice, he got mauled and manhandled by Penei Sewell. In the Browns
he mauls everyone,
game,
bro.
Yeah, but in the Browns preseason game, Chop Robinson only got like, I haven't watched the all 22 at all, but I believe he probably only got like 5 snaps. When I seen him, he got manhandled by our ex-tight end, Durham Smythe, right? Durham Smythe, a tight end, manhandled him at the line of scrimmage when he tried to rush. Then on the next play, the right tackle manhandled him too and didn't allow him to even make a successful spin move to get off of him. He looked bad. He looked really bad. He looked really bad. Hold on. Give my soda.
That's unfortunate. Yo, did you mean to end the live?
That live is ended?
Yeah, it says the live is ended.
No, it doesn't say on my end that the live is ended.
It says ended on mine.
I didn't
Let me
even
drop on. Let me drop on.
It's still running.
Where did you? Zach is faster than I thought. Shout out to Joe there. I'm telling you, Pete, it's a movie, and McDaniel is the director. Cat in the Hat. You're telling me that, but there's bad movies. There's bad movies, and there's bad directors out there, and he's directing this bad. I don't like what I'm hearing in practice. I don't like what's going on. Now that 6-2 ending, Mike McDaniel bringing it up. I kind of like that he brought that up. Because that shows this man is working. This man believes in this team. He is someone, regardless of how we feel, he's a believer. He's a believer. And if he believes and he thinks that he can make something out of this, then just go out there and prove us wrong. That's all I can say. And you know what? At some point, I was ready to give in because I felt like we were proved wrong. But I said, you know what? Before I give in to this whole thing, I need to see how it works late in the season. So most of us are going to wait for late season, how will the turnaround. Regardless, let's say Tua starts off hot. That's great. But we need to see how it is in December. We need to see how it is in January because that's the biggest concerns. That is one of the biggest concerns. They said Robinson practically zoomed to the quarterback down the stretch of his rookie season. Over Miami's final 10 games, Robinson earned all 6 of his sacks of the year, plus 40 of his 56 quarterback pressures, proving in a short time that he has the juice to be among the best edge rushers in the game. His 17.2% quarterback pressure rate ranked 5th among all players with a minimum of 300 pass rushes.
He's a beast.
He was smushed between Myles Garrett at 18.7 and Will Anderson Jr. at 16.9. And that is a great company to be in between. Robinson has the athleticism, burst, and quickness to cause headaches for opposing quarterbacks. You don't have to take my word for it, says the writer. Just ask his own teammates. The second-year pro had a scare this week in practice, getting carted off the field on Wednesday, but he said he had avoided serious injury on social media. Chop Robinson is expected to get that. Yeah, I might end the stream right now too, guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Joe Riz.
Oh, damn. All right, bro.
Everybody,
Peace.
Tri-State. Appreciate you, dude. True Fin fan. Catch you guys next time. Shout out to the chat. What is this Buffalo fanatic saying over here in the thing? Pete's Takes. About a month ago, did you say, listen to what I'm saying? I know what I am talking about. The Dolphins will win the East this year. Obviously, you know what that was, suicide? That's 48 hours of draft. You're still on that high. Once the high goes away, you start seeing reports that are going on now. Yeah, that's it. The high is gone. Reality hit. It struck. We're getting reality stuff now. Aren't you aware? This team, bro, you're hearing us? We are. Who is tracking win-loss record during joint practices? I think I'm like the only fan ever to do that. Suicide. We are 0-3 already. 0-3.
Hey, Pete, where's the? Do you have your last show on the stream, or you haven't eliminated it?
No, I took it down. I took it down. I took it out. I didn't want to give no publicity and none of that to, all of that that's going on.
Fair enough. All right, my brother. I'm on my way to my son's baseball game, so you guys be safe.
Enjoy that. Have a good time with your family. True Fin fan. I'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate you. Pete, you need another drink. I need another drink. Sal, have a good one. Shout out to all of you guys. Joe Dirt, Sal. What makes you think that Tua will make it to January? Oh, I don't think that at all. Actually, I want him off my lawn. I want Zach Wilson in. We already know what the outcome is going to be. Skinny Tua this season. Oh, my God. Will he even make it to the regular season? Some could even question that. We could even question that. Any hopes for Tua? He was good in 2023. Well, I'm going to give him a good report today. I'm going to tell you guys the truth, and we were trying to get into that conversation. If Tua is learning that pump fake, Tua masters the pump fake, I don't know why, Joe Dirt, but I think that is that it will be the best thing. Like, listen to me. This is a quarterback that for the last 5 seasons probably has only pump fake twice. Nobody has seen it on film. It's not out there. When he pump fakes, every cornerback, safety, linebacker, no matter what, is going to jump. They're going to jump. And if he catches them jumping, he could just pop it, lob it over the jump, and his receiver's gone. I think if he adds that to his arsenal, that could make him a better quarterback. He needs to learn how to pump fake, trick these, because they can't just be all eyes. The eyes aren't working anymore. Defenses are telling you the eye candy stuff, the shifting and the motion is not moving these linebackers out of spots anymore. I'm sorry. You should have been utilizing that pump fake like I've been telling him for a while. And honestly, that is a problem. Zach Wilson, he snuck in there because the only good teams we played during that time, Joe Kerr, Texans and Packers dominated us, and then Tua got hurt again. I don't know what that is. Shout out to Pete is the GOAT. Appreciate that. Lenny Pena, as a Tua-neer, I approve McDaniel's message. Shout out to Lenny Pena, standing on ground, standing on business, a proud Tua-neer. He gets my respect, 1,000%. Love that man. He says, as a proud Tuaneer, he's taken that 6-2 ending as a McDaniel message. These guys ain't giving up. Everyone says wow. Mike McDaniel just crapped on every beat writer, every article writer, every content creator, including myself. He just walked down a tight aisle and shoved us with his shoulder and brushed us and didn't even care. He just did it to us. Everyone that was out here saying the team quit, the team this, the team that, Mike McDaniel just reminded everyone, bro, this team didn't quit. We ended 6-2. 6-2. You do that times 2, you're 12-4. You give me a 12-4 season every season, we're out the door. We're out of here. We're not watching the games at home. A consistent 12-win team like Buffalo has been. Those Buffalo fans don't even own a barbecue anymore. They don't stay at home and cook on their grill. They go eat the expensive food over there at the stadium because it's worth it. It's worth it. You're going to have a good time. You got faith in your team. Your team is a winner. There's a difference. When your team is losing, I'm sorry, that cheeseburger starts tasting like a hamburger, like the cheese. They ain't put enough cheese on it. It starts becoming not worth it. Oh, boy, he didn't even get his 2,000. That might be the next stream. Shout out to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, his goal had to be 3,500 so he could get 2,000 yards. Tyreek Hill is going for 2,000 yards this season. I feel it. And his weight loss, his speed gone up all off season. Nobody wants to talk about how he stayed out of trouble. All he did was train, get faster, run the 100-meter, break records on that. I'm telling you right now, Tyreek Hill might be the scariest weapon the NFL this season. And Devon A-Chain. That opens up Jalen Waddle. Darren Waller gets off the stationary bike. He might be able to have an easy season like Jonnu Smith had, and he can get himself another contract. Hopefully, Jonnu has a right mindset because he has nothing but green grass set in front of him. Nothing. He has the guys that open up the windows and make his area clear. This offense is loaded. The Miami Dolphins have a loaded offense. If they can't put up points, the coach and the quarterback are misusing, misguiding, and misleading the direction of this franchise. And with that, appreciate everybody that tuned in. Fins up. Catch you guys on the next one.